made the difference. Don Nelson is a terrific offensive coach. I think the fact that he sometimes not only coached that extremely well, but he substituted based upon that sometimes gives players the wrong ideas. Avery Johnson is a defensive-minded guy. Doesn't have, I think, what Don Nelson has on the offensive side, but I think he's been able to get his point across that the team needed to defend if they ever really wanted to win a championship.
And the Pacers turn it over for the first time as Jackson was looking for Jeff Foster. The first time these teams played, the Pacers, the turnovers really hurt, and the Mavericks scored 32 points off of those turnovers, and a lot of those happened in the second half, and especially the fourth quarter after Indiana had the lead heading to the fourth. Now Devin Harris has it rejected by Jermaine O'Neal, and that's another block shot for J.O., and Tinsley the other way scores for Indiana.
Well, Pacers took advantage and got out and run, but they've got to get back because this team will come right back at you quickly.
Jason Terry did not have a field goal against the Pacers the first time these teams played. In fact, he had just 1 point. So O'Neal adds to that streak of blocked shots. And a foul is called on Devin Harris, holding Steven Jackson. Here's another look at the league's best, Jermaine O'Neal.
Did a nice job timing that. Devin Harris thought he had it in the rim.
He's the only player in the league better than 3 per game. Now Harrington looking, draws the double team. And O'Neal, his first try, and the Pacers lead it 4-0.
Al actually got kind of bailed out on that play because he jumped in the air looking for someone to pass. Unfortunately, Jermaine not only caught it, but made the shot.
While the Mavericks are 17-3 at home, they are 12-5 on the road. They have won 6 of their last 7. The only loss in that streak is a Sunday night loss to Kobe Bryant and the Lakers. Tough shot by Nowitzki.
Well, I'm telling you, I mean, he was defended as well as you could defend him. Got bumped a couple times and just called it, partner. That's a tough shot.
And he is coming off a tough game scoring-wise, though. It was an easy win for the Mavericks Wednesday night against Portland. They won it 99-74. Dirk had just 11. With plenty of help from Terry, Harris, and now Jackson and Foster for the second time this time and throw it away.
Well, first we get a chance. Take a look at this defense Jeff Foster plays. I mean, he's draped on Dirk Nowitzki, and Nowitzki is still able to knock it down.
So the Mavericks have the ball. Chance to tie or take the lead very early here in the first quarter at Conseco Fieldhouse. This is what hurt Indiana in the first matchup. Harris getting to the hoop, but he can't get it. Now a 2-on-1. Tinsley with Jackson laying it in.
Did a nice job sprinting the ball out, getting it across the half-court line before the Mavericks got back. And one of the tendencies of teams like the Mavericks, any team that likes to run, is they don't like to be run on.
And Jermaine O'Neal whistled for the foul as Eric Dampier, a former Pacer, in fact, the 10th pick back in 1996.
Well, the same thing that we talked about at the top of the show. Remember, Josh Howard and Devin Harris were able to penetrate off the dribble. A bit of the problem the Pacers had early against Boston, the same problem. And that's how you get people like Eric Dampier on the line after someone is found him getting to the basket.
O'Neal with the foul. He also has the block shot. That's the 34th consecutive game that J.O. has a block. All 32 games that he's played in this year, and the final 2 of 2005-2006. Dampier, after a 22-point-16 game in Seattle back on December the 20th, is averaging just 5 points and 6 rebounds a game the last 10. He's shooting 64% from the field on the year. Those last 10 games, he's shooting only 45%. He's not really in there to give him the offense. Foster got it.
How about the pass by O'Neal, who looked for the double team and expected it and did a nice job of clearing the ball to Jeff Foster.
Well, the Pacers had the early lead in Dallas. They led after 1. The Mavericks come in averaging 27 points a game in the first quarter. Howard bombs away and misses, but the last 5 games, including the 19-point game against Indiana, the Mavericks have averaged just 22 points a game in the first quarter.
Well, you'll watch right here. Now, Jeff Foster is here, and you'll see his man go for the double team, and then Jermaine's head swings inside to see the action. You see Dirk Nowitzki go, and the thing you should do if your man double teams off you is go to the front of the rim as Foster did.
Pacers picked up the turnover on the offensive foul. Now Nowitzki gets the roll. And Dirk has 4. Both of their field goals, 8-6 Indiana. Nearly 3.5 in the books here. And O'Neal strong to the goal.
That's a nice job. What Rick Carlisle called was basically they give it to Jermaine on that side quickly and let him attack Dampier, who really should have a difficult time guarding him.
And Avery Johnson has seen enough, not liking the Dallas defense here early in the first 3.5 minutes. Jermaine O'Neal has a couple of field goals. He has 4. That's where the Pacer lead is.
Hey, I'm Ethan Zahn, and yours truly will see you weekly on FC Fox. It's your ticket to everything going on in our soccer nation. Hang out with the man on the street. Fine-tune your game with soccer tips from the pros in our conditioning and training segments. Plus, real-life stories from stars of the game. Be sure to watch FC Fox this and every Friday exclusively on Fox Soccer Channel.
When you give yourself a minute to think, you give yourself a chance to make a better decision.
FSN Indiana is your home for Pacers basketball.
Pacers have a 4-point lead over the Dallas Mavericks early on here at Conseco Fieldhouse on FSN Indiana. Jermaine O'Neal has a couple of field goals, also a block shot that extends his streak to 34 games, and he is the NBA's leader. His career high 228 back in 2000, and he's on target for nearing 260 block shots if he would stay on pace right now. That would be a career high. Tough shot forced, but Dampier there gets the rebound.
Not only got the rebound with his right arm, he dropped Al Harrington to the ground and was still able to control the ball.
And Dampier with 4 early points. Tinsley looks, and O'Neal out of room, but Harrington is open for 3. Been a good 3-point shooter this year at nearly 46%. He's coming off a single-digit game in Boston as Howard tried to tie it. He's missed his first couple of shots. The Pacers look to build on that lead. Nice pass from Tinsley, swiped away. O'Neal lost it.
Well, he did a nice job at accelerating, and then once he accelerated, nobody was prepared to figure out where he was. Right here, see, he accelerates, and everybody's reaching. Then he goes, and he gets the ball to Jermaine, and actually it was a pretty good no call. I thought that Jermaine had gotten fouled.
And O'Neal couldn't get it that time, and Foster was there for the rebound, but now the Mavericks have it. Both teams stay with their starters. Good help there from O'Neal.
That was excellent help from O'Neal because Jamal Tinsley was beaten, I should say.
Now Howard works on Foster. Foster tips it out of bounds. And with 6 to shoot, the Mavericks have it. They've hit 3 of their first 9. The Pacers 5 of their first 8. But Indiana has 3 turnovers. Now Nowitzki with a shot clock down to 2.
Boy, I tell you, as he started to shoot the ball, he either lost it or it got hit, and he was still able to control it and lift it through the front of the rim.
So the game tied at 10. Jackson and O'Neal outside now shoots it. 5 green shirts there. Foster, the only Pacer there contending, and now Dampier has 6.
They can't beat you down court. There's no way you're supposed to let Eric Dampier beat you down the court.
And it's a 12-10 Mavericks lead. Pacers thought they were taking a timeout, but they will keep the ball on the floor with 6.5 to play here. The Mavericks with their first lead. O'Neal right against Dampier. Free throw should be going to the goal, and Dampier called for the foul.
Yeah, that's a second on Devin Harris, too. That's pretty good for the Pacers.
Yeah, you're right. Not on Dampier, but Harris reaching in. He was a thorn in the Pacers' side. 24 points. He had 5 assists and 2 rebounds last Thursday. 8 of 10 from the field, and he was really decisive in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I thought it was his speed that really caused the Pacers to have a difficult time, particularly in that last 4 minutes of the fourth quarter where the game got away from the Pacers.
And Jerry Stackhouse has played the last 5 games after missing 6 games with a sprained left ankle. Stackhouse, the 12th-year veteran out of North Carolina, averaging 11 points a game on the year. Now for O'Neal. Former Pacers Austin Crozier and Anthony Johnson, their first appearance back here at Conseco Fieldhouse. Austin, of course, his first 9 years in the NBA with the Pacers. And AJ, the last 3 years in Indiana. Now they're a part of that veteran bench that Avery Johnson has.
Yeah, they're part of it in case somebody gets hurt.
And Howard missed it, so Josh Howard has started 0 of 3 from the field. 12-12, Indiana and Dallas. And Howard is a guy, 20 points in 5 of the last 7 games. Talk about consistency, Quinn. 16 straight games for Howard. He has scored 15 or more points. Has become clearly their second scoring option behind Nowitzki.
Without a doubt, their second scoring option. No question about his ability to score the ball. And what you have to be concerned about if the name drops down is he'll continue to shoot the ball. And guys that have the green light like that can get warm. So, Al has just got to continue to make Howard take tough shots.
And no question who Indiana's first scoring option is, and he already has 8. That's O'Neal. Nice defense there by Tinsley, and now he will try to beat Nowitzki, and he does.
Good job getting his body in front of Nowitzki.
That is the first Dallas turnover. They average 14.5 per game. The Pacers average nearly 17. Tough shot by Terry. And now the Pacers throw it up again. Jackson got it. Pacers trying to get behind the Mavericks as Dampier did. Now they go inside, and holding Al Harrington is Jason Terry. He's called for the foul.
You see right there, there's the knock of the ball from the back, and then Jamal just makes sure there's no momentum from Nowitzki that will allow Nowitzki to get up to block the shot.
Anthony Johnson is now on the floor for the Mavericks out of the College of Charleston, his 10th NBA season. There's that familiar number 8 uniform. He averaged 9 points and 4 rebounds in 53 starts last year for the Pacers and had a career-high 40 in their final playoff game against the Nets last year. Here's Jackson challenging Dampier, and a loose ball foul, and it's on Jeff Foster.
Gotta be.
Anthony Johnson just 4 points and 2 assists per game, and his playing time has fluctuated. He had 6 points in about 12 minutes off the bench last Thursday when these teams played, but in games recently on the road in Los Angeles and at Utah, Quinn, he did not come off the bench.
Well, he's not there necessarily to play a lot. If he'll come in the game in a situation where they have, as they do now, but Devin Harris or one of the other guards just doesn't get it going. But if they get it going, it's going to be tough for him. I need to get off the bench.
Tipped out there by Jackson. It goes out of bounds.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was watching Jerry Stackhouse trying to run for that ball. That ball moved another dribble. Yeah. He'd have never gotten to it. His knees have really slowed him down. Well, that's the only way he likes to go.
Stackhouse. Jackson cut him off. Ducks inside. That's a shot clock violation. So an air ball by Jerry Stackhouse, and now the Pacers have it. Chance to build a 6-point lead. Danny Granger is on the floor for the first time. Granger coming off a pair of double-figure games. Jeff Foster has gone to the bench. Now Howard is out there guarding Granger. Jackson against Stackhouse. Got right to the hoop and lays it in. You're right, Stackhouse didn't look very mobile there guarding Jackson.
He really isn't. I mean, he's at this stage of his career and having had bad knees, you can see it takes him a while to get warmed up.
And now Anthony Johnson is fouled. Former teammate Steven Jackson is the guilty party. The Pacers will return to action at Conseco Fieldhouse next Saturday, January 20th. They host the New York Knicks. Game time, 7 o'clock. Tickets available online at Pacers.com or call 1-800-4NBA-TIX. So Johnson at the line where he's a 76% free throw shooter. As a team, Dallas is number 2, 81%. 20 different times this year they have shot better than 80% in a game. As the former Maverick comes in, Marquise Daniels spent his first 3 seasons in Dallas. Out of Auburn, he's averaging nearly 5 points, a couple of rebounds, and an assist per game. And Marquise played very well last Thursday. He hit 5 of 9 from the field, scored 10 against Dallas.
Very comfortable playing on the floor against Dallas. Knows all these guys, and I think that makes a difference when you play against them. And obviously, having played in Dallas, it gave him some comfort.
Dampier knocked it out of bounds.
Devin George was the guy who played well in Dallas as well. So the Pacers have got to be aware of him, and particularly his ability to knock down 3-point shots, which I thought the Pacers were negligent on when he was going to the basket.
Here's Granger. Finds Daniels, who's going to fire over Nowitzki. It's short. And Devin George, who was on, saves it right off O'Neal. It will be Dallas basketball. Devin George, after 7 seasons with the Lakers, in his first year with the Mavericks. And well, you look at that bench, the veterans, Stackhouse, Devin George, Greg Buckner is back, started his career in Dallas, played the last couple of years in Denver. They've got Anthony Johnson, Austin Crozier, and Nowitzki misses. That's his second miss. Now Stackhouse is guarding Tinsley. And on the roll, O'Neal, offensive foul. Jermaine O'Neal, and that's his second.
Yeah, that's his second. And the last person you might think on the Mavericks to take it would be Jerry Stackhouse, recovering right here. Oh boy, he went into Jermaine, I thought, on that one.
Yes, Stackhouse the right place at the right time. J.O. sort of dropped that shoulder. And so O'Neal goes to the bench with 8 and 2 personal fouls.
Thought that was a drop of the shoulder there?
A little bit.
Okay. Drop that shoulder.
Jeff Foster is back. And now Johnson into the front court. 5-point Indiana lead. Stackhouse raises up. Foster gets the rebound. One of the best in the NBA, Jeff Foster. Put his numbers at 48 minutes. It's nearly 18 per game. Tinsley backs in and can't get it.
Yeah, it's a little more difficult to post Anthony Johnson with Jamal Tinsley, because actually Anthony is at least as tall as Jamal, and Jamal doesn't normally post guys quite like that. If he does, they're usually a lot thinner than Anthony Johnson.
Now Johnson's going to duck inside, and we have a timeout, a foul on Tinsley. Coming up, Stacey Pates with something about Austin Crozier on FSN Indiana.
Buffalo Wild Wings. You have to be here.
We got boats, we got boats at Ted's Aquamarine.
Come join us for 30th Annual Open House and Fishing Clinic. Saturday, January 13th from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday, January 14th from 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Learn to fish like a pro. Classes starting at 9 a.m. on Saturday, and don't miss Denny Brower at 12 noon. Only at Ted's Aquamarine.
You see what you like at Ted's Aquamarine.
Yeah.
Wow, $10.
You better put that in a safe place.
Okay.
With its 5-star front and side impact crash test ratings, the Dodge Grand Caravan is a great place for all your precious cargo. Now get $4,000 cash allowance on Dodge Grand Caravan. Discover America's hottest products at your Dodge dealer.
Pacers basketball on FSN Indiana is brought to you by Dodge. Grab life by the horns, Dodge. And by Pepsi.
We're back at Conseco Fieldhouse. As Chris mentioned, here's a little story about Austin Crozier. I spoke with him this morning at Dallas Shoot-Around and asked him how he was feeling as far as coming back to Conseco Fieldhouse to play as a Maverick for the first time this year. And he told me, you know, quote, I'm experiencing some pretty unique emotions right now. It's not necessarily nervousness, but it's not exactly just another road game. And here's a funny thing, guys. When he came here, you know, after spending 9 seasons in Indiana, he didn't exactly know where the visiting locker rooms were at Conseco Fieldhouse, so he had to follow his new Maverick teammates to the locker rooms here at Conseco.
Yeah, that's one of those things you take for granted.
No question. You don't think about it when you come in the locker room or come in the building. You know which way to go. But things obviously changed after 9 years.
Danny Granger can't get it, but Marquise Daniels active on the glass. Daniels, Sharunas Yesikavicius on for the first time, along with Foster, Granger, and Steven Jackson. Final 2 minutes of the quarter. Nice move by Granger.
Really solid move. He did a good job of keeping his feet in position that he could take the step through.
And a 5-point lead for the Pacers. It has been interesting following the Mavericks here of late, and you look back to that game as Stackhouse fires the jumper and can't get it. They were averaging nearly 30 points a game in the first quarter. That number has dropped as Jackson delivers again. He has 6.
Well, the Pacers are doing a nice job getting the ball out in front of the defense of the Mavericks. And that time, it's a difficult shot to take. You can't take that kind of chance. You really put your team in a bad spot there.
But Johnson can't get it. Yesikavicius has the rebound. So the Pacers now with a 7-point lead. That's their largest of the first quarter. Daniels hunting the basket with a left hand. Got his own rebound underneath. Ducks in, drew the foul.
You see he's playing a different kind of game. You can, whether he's trying to or not, this is a different energy in the game that he plays. He's getting to the rim, which he's always seemingly capable to do, but he times his jump perfectly and gets the foul right there on jump.
Sagana Jop, the 6th-year player, 7 foot, commits the foul, and Daniels, the former Maverick, at the line. Kick off your football weekend tonight with Pro Football Preview. NFL insider Jay Glazer breaks down the weekend's biggest stories with former NFL stars Tim Brown, Eddie George, and Jason Sehorn. Pro Football Preview tonight at midnight on FSN Indiana. Big weekend of NFL football. They'll have it all for you tonight here on FSN Indiana. Granger gets the offensive rebound. Pacers out-rebounded the Mavericks last time out, 50-38, but it still resulted in a Dallas come-from-behind win at the American Airlines Center last Thursday. Daniels against George, got all the way there again and right back to the free throw line.
Boy, it looked like he wasn't going to be able to turn the corner, but just stayed with it. So it goes back to the foul line for 2 more shots.
And Devin George picks up the foul. 42 seconds to play in the quarter. And Daniels has now missed 2 straight. While the Mavericks are number 2 at the free throw line, the Pacers are 18th. Orient Green is on. 2nd-year player out of Louisiana Lafayette. Maceo Basket also there. 9-point Indiana lead. So all 5 players on the floor for Indiana off the bench. Johnson lobs it down low. They go outside to Stackhouse for 3. It's no good.
I'll tell you what, Stack's really struggling. He couldn't get his feet set for that one.
And Granger ducks inside, draws the foul. Indiana has a chance again at the free throw line.
And it's Marquise who was in the break. I mean, so he's come in and impacted the game in a couple of different ways. Got to the foul line 4 times, hadn't been as successful as you like in shooting that, but he was in the middle of the break, so he's making himself a factor here in this game.
Granger's numbers are 4 points higher than they were a year ago as a rookie. And it's a double-figure lead for Indiana here in the first. 25-15. Pacers by 11. Final 20 seconds of the first quarter. 16-3 run for Indiana. The Mavericks have just 15 first quarter points. Stackhouse. Oh, it sure looked like Maceo Basket had possession, but Stackhouse will have a chance at the free throw line.
What possibly got it away from him is he was really going across the lane. And I'll tell you what, he has a right to that position. You're right, Martin. He was there, even though he stepped to the right. He was there clearly in time for Stackhouse to change direction.
83% free throw shooter. The Mavericks here in the first quarter just 6 of 20 from the field, 30%. And the Pacers are 10 of 20 at 50% as Jamal Tinsley is back in. Pacers have plenty of time if they either get the rebound or the ball out of the net with 6 seconds to play. That's why Tinsley comes back in.
He got that ball going the wrong way. You would prefer him get the ball coming to his right hand.
And he's going to fire the long three just off the rim. Lands in the front row, but a good start for the Pacers against the NBA's best team. They lead it by 9. You're watching FSN Indiana, the exclusive home of the Indiana Pacers.
The ring gear on many half-tons out there is this big. The one you want is this big. How you like them apples? Available on the all-new full-size Tundra. Learn more at Toyota.com.
For years, the front brakes on many half-tons were this big. You wanted brakes this big. Bingo. Standard on the all-new full-size Tundra. Learn more at Toyota.com.
The Daytona 500 returns to Fox this February. Here comes the channel Big Ten fans have always dreamed of. Here comes the Big Ten Network. From football to basketball and everything in between. 365 days a year. All Big Ten. All the time. The Big Ten Network, coming August 2007.
FSN Indiana is your home for Pacers basketball.
Indiana Pacers presents Marsh Family Night. Visit a Marsh Ticketmaster location to purchase this specially priced package. Family package includes 4 hot dogs, chips, and 4 Pepsi products, plus 4 t-shirts. Knicks versus Pacers. Visit Pacers.com. Pacers fans, now is the time to reserve your seat. Just $100 will save your seat for the 07-08 NBA season. For info, call 317-917-2500.
Good start for the Pacers here at Conseco Fieldhouse. They led by as many as 11. They lead by 9 heading to the second. Before the game, we talked about the marquee matchup. 2 5-time All-Stars. They had good starts in the first quarter.
Yeah, Nowitzki was able to get going a little bit of a tough shot against Jeff Foster, and then the Pacers found Jermaine O'Neal, who was able to step into 2 of his 8 points. So both of the players that we talked about got off to a good start. Pacers shot the ball well at 48%. The Dallas Mavericks are just 30, but look at the rebound margin favoring the Pacers, plus 10 in the paint.
Well, what's interesting, Quinn, is the Mavericks 24 times this year have out-rebounded their opponent, but the last time these teams played, it was Old Indiana on the glass, 50-38. Dampier, well, he's showing some offense tonight.
Well, it's a tough matchup for Baston. He's got to try to make sure that they don't allow Dampier to get the ball that close to the basket.
Personal foul called on Anthony Johnson as the Mavericks close it down to 7. Jasikavic playing with Daniels, Granger, Harrington, and Maceo Basket.
A really small lineup.
Yasikavicius has shot it well of late, couldn't get it. Dampier chases it down.
Well, that was in and out.
Yasikavicius 10 of 15 in his last 2 games, averaging nearly 12 points a game coming off the bench for Indiana. Nowitzki got away with a walk.
He sure did. He sure did. I mean, he started to pass the ball and took an extra step before he released it and then stepped into a shot.
So the lead is 5. Yasikavicius with Baston going to the basket and fouled. Personal foul on Anthony Johnson. Will be free throws now for Maceo Baston. So AJ has picked up his second. And Maceo Baston is a 72% free throw shooter. Pacers right now have Jermaine O'Neal on the bench. He has 8 points and 2 personal fouls. Extended his block shot streak to 34 consecutive games. First point for Baston and adds to that point total off the bench for Indiana.
Just Jermaine O'Neal a little bit more possibly time for a break.
And bangs are both home. Maceo now with his first 2, 28-21. Indiana by 7. Nowitzki is back on the floor. Josh Howard with Terry, Devin George, and Dampier.
Well, I think Marquise Daniels, I think he does a good job against Josh Howard. He's almost like a guy you played against before. You played against him when he was inexperienced. And you know what he's going to do, and you know how to take away those things.
Harrington, Yasikavicius, Baston, Daniels, and Granger for Indiana.
Small lineup, really small lineup. But that's the way people starting to play now. Now you're playing with your 7-footer here on the ball. I mean, with the basketball, just a tough cover for anybody. But obviously for Danny Granger, 7 feet versus 6'8".
28-23, and Nowitzki has 10. Harrington pulls the trigger on that long-range 2-pointer.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
And Howard comes the other way. 5-point lead for Indiana. They've led by 11. Howard is way off. And that ball will go out of bounds. So Avery Johnson shake his head. Don't think as much as he likes Josh Howard. Don't think he liked that shot.
He didn't like him on that. He likes Josh, but not on that play. He didn't like him.
I think one of my favorite stories I've seen all year. And here's Jason Terry with the steal, and he will get the layup as Terry scores. Pacers are going to take a timeout as Jason Terry got it. It's a 3-point lead for the Pacers. Jason Terry had just a point last week. He's got more than that tonight in Indianapolis.
It doesn't take a math whiz to find real savings at Marsh.
This is a big savings.
Our weekly circulars highlight hundreds of advertised specials. Our end aisle displays promote smart buys.
That really is a smart buy.
Helpful shelf signs point the way to special low prices. And with Marsh brands and our Fresh Idea card, it all adds up. Enjoy real savings at Marsh and treat your family well.
Treat your family well.
Here at Safe Auto, we realize not everyone likes our beloved jingle. Some find it, well, too infectious. So putting customer service first, I personally decided to cease and desist. Oh. Excuse me. I'm what? Hey! Wait! Hey!
Management feels that those who don't love our jingle maybe just haven't heard it enough, so enjoy.
Safe Auto, safe Auto.
Pacers lead the Mavericks by 3 here in the second. A former Maverick is Darrell Armstrong, and just how popular is he? Well, last when the Pacers visited Dallas, Armstrong swarmed by friends and well-wishers. Darrell, of course, played there last year. You can try to count the number of hugs, handshakes he received, but you'll probably lose track. Keep in mind while watching this, All of this took place between the time he got off the bus and when he actually walked in to the visitors' locker room. A very popular player. We have seen that here in his first season in Indianapolis. I'll tell you what, everybody's a friend to Darrell Armstrong.
Well, Darrell Armstrong is actually a pretty good friend himself. I mean, it was good to see that the people, obviously missed him and were happy that he was back, being a part of, being in Dallas, not a part of the Mavericks organization.
And the Pacers have it, 28-25. They lead by 3. Jason Terry out there guarding Jasikavičius. O'Neal is back on the floor. And Jasikavičius to the hoop.
How about Jermaine O'Neal with a little sneak pass right off the hip?
And Indiana back in front by 5. They've led by as many as 11. That was Indiana's first field goal after missing 5 straight, and they had gone 3.5 minutes without a field goal. Now a foul on Eric Dampier. And that would be his, let's see, that's his third.
Yeah, Jermaine did a nice job getting him in position, being Dampier in position where he had to do something.
Well, he'll have to go to the bench. Jason Terry remains out there. I thought one of the neat things that I heard from Avery Johnson last week, Jason Terry did not play very well against the Pacers. He had just 1 point. Avery Johnson sat him on the bench as he defends Jasikavičius with the floater. And somebody asked Avery Johnson about Jason Terry, was he in your doghouse? And he said, I'm not old enough to have a doghouse. As Avery Johnson takes a 20-second timeout. He said, I just have bad bedrooms, and that's where I sent him. He wasn't in the doghouse. He was just in the bad bedroom. And that was a 1-point effort for Terry against Indiana. He has since responded. He's come back with an 18-point game against Utah and a 20-point game Wednesday night against Portland. He's a guy averaging 16 points and 5 assists per game. He played his first 5 seasons in Atlanta and playing his 3rd season with the Mavericks. Starting Saturday, January 20th, the Pacers home for a 4-game homestand. Catch the Pacers as they face the Knicks, Bulls, Heat, and Raptors. Tickets for all games available online at Pacers.com or call 1-800-4NBA-TIX. 7-point lead again for Indiana. Jasikavičius has scored 4 off the bench. Granger has 4. Basket has 2. So 10 points off the Indiana bench early on. Nice screen and roll to Sagana Job.
It was not only a nice screen and roll. What else happened was Jason Terry threw a delayed pass because Jermaine O'Neal thought by the time that the ball should have been there, he would have known about it with Job. But he turned his head, and just as he turned his head, the pass showed up.
And now the other way, O'Neal against Job.
Nice job off the baseline.
And I think a little bit of that explosiveness is back when, because he had suffered that sprained left ankle. As Harris goes right to the basket. O'Neal thought about it, but he has 2 fouls.
Made a smart play. He made a really smart play. And this is not a nod, but that's not Jermaine's nature, is to go after the block. There he realized he's much more valuable if he's on the floor.
And O'Neal again. Shot blocked it. Kept alive by Foster. Nice little pass by Daniels, and Foster will earn the trip to the free throw line.
Well, that's Harris's 3rd foul as well.
Yeah, Devin Harris has picked up his 3rd.
I mean, again, you see Marquise Daniels make the pass. Foster try to go to the front of the rim.
And Jeff Foster, a 68% free throw shooter. He had 4 points and 8 rebounds in Boston on Wednesday night after an 8-point, 17-rebound performance here at Conseco Fieldhouse in the win against the Hawks on Tuesday night. Dampier coming back. Officially, I had him for 3, but Dampier has 2.
Got it. 2 personal. No way that they would put him back in with 3 fouls in his half, I don't think.
And Sagana Job leaves. Nowitzki, Howard, Dampier, Terry, and Greg Buckner is on now for the first time for the Mavericks, and Jamal Tinsley back on the floor as Marquise Daniels leaves.
When you got on the floor with Jasikavičius shooting the ball well, you've got a guy that you can leave out there, and he seems to have it going more so offensively than does Daniels. That's why you get the substitution the way you do. Jeff couldn't knock down either one of those foul shots.
Pacers lead stays at 5. They look inside. Foster comes up with a loose ball. Numbers not there for Tinsley. Harrington is yet to score. Drives on Howard. Missed it.
Whoa. You got two Pacers on the floor.
They've got 5-on-3. Howard got the friendly roll.
It sure did, because that shot, though that close, is a tough shot. Because it's not far enough where you can really release the wrist the way you want to. Somehow, Howard was able to get it to go down.
Jasikavičius off the Foster screen.
You got to take him.
Backed away to shoot the jumper with 5 on the clock.
Well, I think he let him off the hook. He's got 2 fouls. I mean, you got to put the ball on the floor.
And Nowitzki. Boy, that time he doesn't get it. And the basketball belongs to the Mavericks.
That was one of those they could call a foul and give it to the Mavericks kind of calls.
Well, they're doing a much better job of shooting the ball here in this quarter. 6 of 20 in the first. They are 7 of 9 here in the second, the Mavericks. Five minutes going by here in the second. Howard. That time he doesn't get the roll.
He got the offensive foul. Yeah.
That was a good, solid move, but again, his elbow a little bit short, could not get the roll.
Well, I think he used his elbow on Al Harrington when he cleared it. Yeah, he caught Al a little bit. He caught him with the foot, and Al tripped, but he also gave him a little extra shove. At any rate, he got the foul on the play.
Steven Jackson is back on the floor. Pacers have their 5 starters on the floor. O'Neal has his 25th straight game in double figures. He already has 10. That's short.
Yeah, real short. I wasn't sure if Dampier didn't hit him on the elbow. That's not how Jermaine only misses it.
Oh. And Buckner challenging O'Neal and scores.
This is a good 20-second timeout, because one of the things he's got to do, you got guys out there that missed an offensive play. Most importantly, they've had 2 opportunities, that being the Mavericks, to push the ball up, and the Pacers not having enough people back to this end.
Yeah, there's Greg Buckner coming off the bench. He averages 5 points a game. Career high numbers a year ago in Denver, nearly 7 points a game, and he's a guy that can shoot the 3-point shot. Was not a 3-point shooter when he got to Dallas back in 1998. He was a second-round draft pick, but he's already made 23. And they've got a lot of guys that can shoot the 3. In fact, they are 3rd in the league in 3-point shooting at 38% and 2nd in the league in defending the 3-point shot.
They got a lot of guys in the league that can score the ball. But, and you talked about it at the top of the show, where they made a concerted effort is in affecting your ability to score the basketball. And that's the reason they got to the finals. And they feel like they missed an opportunity, and they're, not desperate, but they feel very strongly that they've got to get back, and they know defense is what's going to get them back to the final.
And Tinsley explodes to the basket. 6 points now for Jamal. 36-33. He is 3 of 5 from the field. He has 6 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Pacers are shooting 45%. In fact, both teams are 14 of 31 from the field. That means Indiana's total is down as Terry got to the basket. O'Neal couldn't get it. Buckner picked it up, and now Terry with a second try answers.
Dampier kept it alive. Jermaine was trying to get it, and Damp just knocked it free. And Buckner, who is an effort player for them, and a very good one, I think, does a nice job of being in the right position.
And Tinsley will have a chance to add to the Pacers' lead at the free throw line. Jason Terry had just 1 point last week. He already has 4 tonight. Pacers have a 1-point lead.
Nice work on these grilled stuffed Fritos, Pete.
Yeah, double beef fiesta salsa, delicious.
Super delicious. And only $1.99.
Only $1.99. This from the guy who claims he dated Carmen Electra.
And dumped Carmen Electra.
A liar.
I miss you. I miss us. Take me back. I love you.
It's true. Taco Bell's big, tasty grilled stuffed burrito with double the beef, 3 cheeses, and grilled to go.
I mean, seriously.
To get unbelievable taste for an unbelievable price, think outside the bun.
It's time to feel free with new Chase Freedom. Feel free to choose points for rewards like travel.
I'm free to do what I want.
Or Or feel free to choose cash back. Then feel free to change back again without losing a thing. That's freedom. That's Chase Freedom. Get it free at chase.com/freedom.
Dodge Ram 4x4 can take it to the extreme.
One of these days we're going to have to actually use those things. Why?
Even if your toys can't. Now get up to $5,000 cash allowance on Dodge Ram 1500. Discover America's hottest products at your Dodge dealer.
David Robinson was growing up in San Antonio. He was the building block of their team and the best player, but he also handled himself well off the court. Was very religious and was a minister. And the several times that I was fortunate enough to run into him, he was always very generous and a very nice person, and I always admired him for that.
Jeff Foster in his 8th year with the Pacers. And speaking of David Robinson, for all the things that he did in the NBA, the NBA Community Assist Award each month is named after David Robinson. And before the game, Jermaine was given the Community Assist Award for the month of December. Very busy month. He hosted 5 events to assist those in need during the holidays. Teaming with Indiana Black Expo, he has provided $250,000 in toys, clothing, shoes, electronics, and other donations over the years to nearly 3,000 children. So many things, Quinn, you know, in your involvement with the Pacers organization, community relations. J.O. does so many great things, and great to see him recognized here with that award in the month of December.
Yeah, he really does. And I was wondering when that was going to happen for him, because I think he's made a concerted effort to try to involve himself in the community. So it's nice to see. There's no question about it.
Tinsley 1 of 2, and the Pacers' lead is 2. O'Neal's on the floor playing with 2 personal fouls. Stackhouse is back. Devin Harris, their starting point guard for the Mavericks, is on the bench. He has 3 fouls. Nowitzki. Oh my!
Yes,
nice
sir.
defense there by Foster, but he's called for the foul.
Yes, sir.
And that's his second.
I mean, Jeff, when you reach in, there's a chance they're going to call that, but you can see that was pretty cleanly.
Always thought the hand was a part of the ball. And I don't know if he got. I don't think he got any of the hand. But here's Nowitzki.
They don't always call it that way. You know what I mean?
And Buckner missed it. Nowitzki, though, the offensive rebound.
Oh, good play, Moore. I thought he made him miss it.
Yeah, they don't always call that. But Foster picks up his second foul. Game is tied at 37.
Well, I don't like that, because that may make, it may make Jeff not to be quite as aggressive.
Jackson from 3-point range. His first of the night. He has 9.
Been very patient in the offense. Tried to let Al and Jermaine and everyone else go. Steps into a nice 3 there. And
the lead is 3 for Indiana. 4.5 to play here in the second quarter. Stackhouse to Terry. He'll launch the 3 and hit it.
This is a different Terry than the one we saw in Dallas.
Yeah, he was in that bad bedroom most of the game that Avery Johnson has on the bench.
Of course, Avery Johnson took the key with him, too. He left him in that room. They put him on the bench and left him there.
9 points now for Tinsley. Jackson, Tinsley each have 9. O'Neal has 10. Dampier rolled off the rim. 2-point lead for Indiana. Now O'Neal right to the basket. Boy, there was some contact there.
I thought so. But he's got to get back because Dampier is running.
Nowitzki, dangerous from 3-point range. Now Indiana has the numbers. Jackson. But Dallas gets back. Much better defensive team under Avery Johnson, and the numbers show it. And Jackson lost it.
You got to watch them. They're running.
And Terry with the easy layup. All of his 9 points here in the second 12 minutes. And with about 3 minutes to play, game tied at 42.
Well, I'm sure with Devin Harris going out of the game, he's looked to try to find the basket a little bit more.
Now Tinsley on the baseline. Jackson gets it. He ducked inside. 44-42. And he has joined J.O. in double figures. 11 points now for Jackson. Tinsley and Terry battling out front. Now Jackson has it. Now Stackhouse, the size advantage on Tinsley. Boy, it might have been a foul there he got away with. And now Jackson will get the easy dunk.
You think?
I think so. He got away with a lot. Avery Johnson wants to send the official to the bad bedroom. And a timeout on the floor. 46-42. Indiana leads it by 4. Steven Jackson has 7 of his 13 here in the second quarter. The Pacers lead the Mavs by 4.
Sometimes having 3 girlfriends is great. Other times, it's just expensive. The Big Twin from Hardee's. 2 for $3. A good burger when you can't afford a thick burger.
The hottest show in Las Vegas is coming this February when the NBA stars gather on the same court. Get ready for the 2007 NBA All-Star Game in Las Vegas by voting daily for your favorite players on NBA.com. Vote now and enter the NBA All-Star Sweepstakes for a chance to win a trip to NBA All-Star 2007. Visit NBA.com for more information. Watch the 2007 NBA All-Star Game live from Las Vegas, February 18th only on TNT.
Pacers basketball on FSN Indiana is brought to you by Chrysler Jeep and by Chase. Your choice, your chase. Pacers ahead by 4 over the Dallas Mavericks in their second and final meeting of the regular season. And just to add to what Chris and Quinn were talking about with Jason Terry, he was really looking forward to this ball game tonight because he was so poor in his performance in their first meeting in Dallas. And of course, as you mentioned, Avery Johnson had no problem sending the star to the bench because he just wasn't on point with his game. And as he looked back, Jason Terry says, you know, I was just too passive in that game. And a good attribute is that he's always looking to get his other teammates involved. He said, quote, but I need to continue to look and take open shots. It's great that I'm looking for my teammates. I'm going to continue to do that. But he said he was way too passive in that first meeting.
And he has not been passive here in the second quarter, Stacy. He has 9. And you know he is motivated after that one-point game. We showed you that the last 5 games that Jason Terry had played. And when you see a 1 by his name, that's very rare.
It is rare. And one of the reasons I think he had that, Chris, was because they were trying to play him as a traditional point guard, and he's not. He's a scoring point guard. You got to let him play that way. And if he gets to positions where he can get a teammate the basketball, then you let him do it. But you can't force him into that kind of guard, because then you're not getting the most out of him.
Mavericks have it with Stackhouse, Nowitzki, and now we have a holding foul on Danny Granger. So Granger has a puzzled look on his face, and the crowd a little bit puzzled as well. He was quickly called for that foul against Nowitzki.
Well, partner, I would argue with that look on Danny Granger's face. He's only grabbed the jersey.
DJ Benga is on for the first time now for the Mavericks as Nowitzki doesn't get the roll, and there's Maceo Baston with the rebound. Granger, Tinsley, Baston, Al Harrington, and Jackson. Harrington has yet to score here in the first half.
Yeah, he really hasn't been able to get it going. Oh.
That pass there, and Stackhouse now with Nowitzki.
He shoots those 12, 15 footers like layups.
He's 7 feet. He's had about guys at 6'5", 6'6" flying at him. He's got so much size there. Tinsley to the basket. They'll say the foul was out on the floor. It is a penalty situation. And Jamal Tinsley will shoot two. Following Pacers Live tonight, stay tuned for two great Indiana college basketball shows. First, Purdue coach Matt Painter discusses Boilermaker basketball. Immediately following that, inside Notre Dame basketball for the best in Indiana college hoops coverage. Stay tuned right here to FSN Indiana. And Tinsley misses. He has struggled a little bit of late at the free throw line. His free throw percentage has dipped now to 70%.
He always goes through stretches like that, Chris. And he'll get it going, and it looks like it's going consistently, and then he'll go through stretches where he'll be closer to the 60 percentile than the 70.
47-44, Indiana by 3. Ski lost it. And the Pacers will gladly take that.
No question.
That's the 5th turnover against the Mavericks. The Pacers have 7. And now a couple of changes for Avery Johnson's team. Devin George is back. So is Josh Howard. And Nowitzki is going to leave. He has 14. Terry has 9. Dampier has 8. Josh Howard has been limited to 4. And Devin George has not scored off the bench. He had 13 last week against Indiana. Final minute. And now Granger had position, and Howard is called for the foul.
Danny Granger got his good on that. You like it when players, like Danny, who the more they're in the league start to understand the kind of things you can and cannot do. And Granger picking it up pretty quickly.
And he was pretty stoic there not to let on what he had done. Granger, the last 2 games, 15.5 points, nearly a double-double. He had gone through a stretch of 5 games where he had dipped down about 7 points a game. He has 6 off the bench tonight.
Well, those were pretty impressive numbers when you look at it, because he had 2 blocks in one game, 3 in the other. And you're talking about a guy that's really a small forward defensively. But I think it shows his versatility.
Howard, good help there from Baston. Now Granger has him one-on-one. Baston again comes over to help. Long 3, Baston. Boy, that was a nice possession by Maceo. Nice pass by Tinsley, and Granger kisses it off the glass.
I mean, he's amazing. He has such good strength for a guy that looks to be so slight. I mean, I marvel at his strength, because he gets this wide. He gets bent backwards a little bit and is still able to maintain control and get that one to go down.
And Devin George is the man called for the foul. And Granger could not complete a 3-point play. He has the last 4. And Indiana has gotten the lead up to 7 now. And they should get the final shot, because the Mavericks have about a 13-second differential. Stackhouse, though, earns a trip to the free throw line. Maceo Baston has picked up his 2nd. Stackhouse does not have a field goal tonight. Indiana now at 51% from the field at 19 of 37. Mavericks are at 44%. Each team has a 3.
This is the thing that Jerry Stackhouse is starting to do more and more, Chris, as you look at Buckner come in the game, is get himself to the foul line. Because when you watch Stackhouse shoot now compared to before, he doesn't seem to have the same lift nor the quickness in the lift when he goes for a shot.
He missed them both. And the Pacers virtually can work for the final shot. Get the final shot. It's about a 9/10 of a second differential.
You almost at a point you can run the risk of a violation. You have to. You don't want to shoot this and give Dallas any time at all.
Tinsley looking. He'll point it up. No. Now they'll have a 2.5 seconds, and Stackhouse can't get it. And for the 2nd consecutive week, the Pacers will go to the break with a halftime lead over the Mavericks. They lead it by 7. You're watching FSN Indiana, the exclusive home of the Indiana Pacers.
Many half-ton trailer hitches on the road look like this. Here's the one you want. That's the biggest toad in the puddle. Available on the all-new full-size Tundra. Learn more at Toyota.com.
What makes a work truck beautiful? Guts. Available on the all-new full-size Tundra. Learn more at Toyota.com.
Stick 'em, ha ha ha, stick 'em. Stick 'em, ha ha ha, stick 'em. Stick 'em, ha ha ha, stick 'em. Gonna run the beatbox in the best fucking
College football fans, here's your chance to be a part of the BCS. Go online to get the official merchandise from the Rose Bowl game presented by Citi, the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl, the FedEx Orange Bowl, the Allstate Sugar Bowl, and the Tostitos BCS National Championship. Own a part of college football history. Go to bcsfootball.org and order today.
When the lazy sun starts to rise, dance with me, swing with me, like a cloud floating in the sky. Twist with me, turn with me. The goal! A spectacular goal! Swing me fast, swing me free.
FSN Indiana is your home for Pacers basketball.
Indiana Pacers presents Marsh Family Night. Visit a Marsh Ticketmaster location to purchase this specially priced package. Family package includes 4 hot dogs, chips, and 4 Pepsi products, plus 4 t-shirts. Knicks versus Pacers. Visit Pacers.com. Pacers fans, now is the time to reserve your seat. Just $100 will save your seat for the 07-08 NBA season. For info, call 317-917-2500. Welcome back to halftime from Conseco Fieldhouse. The fans enjoying an amazing feat of strength here at center court with the halftime act. Hi, everybody. I'm your host, Stacey Pates. Well, you know, we spend so much time around this team that even people are asking Quinn and Clark Kellogg and Kristen Airy and myself tons of questions about these players. So we decided that we wanted to let the fans ask questions about their Pacer players, and we wanted to allow you to get closer to the blue and gold.
Hi, I'm Michael O'Reilly from Indianapolis, Indiana. Who's the funniest Pacer on the team?
The funniest guy on the team would be Sean Williams and Steven Jackson.
DA, I mean, he's just 24 hours a day. He can put a smile on your face. I mean, especially long season, that's a valuable asset to have.
We have a lot of funny guys, though, but I would say Daryl's number one.
Steven Jackson, he just has a way of, I don't know if it's the way he looks or what it is, he just has a way of coming in and put a smile on everybody's face just with a sense of humor and his personality.
Hi, my name is Braden Warner. I'm from Cicero. I have a question. Is it hard being famous?
I'll tell you when I find out.
You know, it's really not that bad. People are pretty respectable here of your time and your family.
Well, just not having your privacy, but really here in Indiana, this problem doesn't exist. I mean, people give you respect.
Hi, I'm Emily from Zionsville, and I'm wondering who's the best singer on the team.
The best singer on the team is probably Daryl Armstrong.
I don't know about the best singer, but Daryl Armstrong always seems to be singing some sort of R&B or hip-hop song, and he He knows the words, but that's the best thing I can say about it.
The best rapper I've actually heard is Marquise. He actually has a nice little sound to him. But singer overall has to be Granger. I mean, just pure, just vocal talent, you gotta go with Danny.
You know me, when you're not strong, I'll be your friend.
The best singer, they're all horrible and they all think they can sing, you know. I mean, this is the bad part about it, and there's a lot of singing going on in the locker room, and like I said, they're all horrible.
Well, you can't blame a guy for his honesty, right? That's what Sharunas thinks about his teammates that should absolutely stick to just playing basketball, not really singing any music. The Pacers up 51-44. Back right after this.
The 2007 Chevy Silverado Half-Ton Classic, from the family of the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road, now comes with something Ford and Toyota don't. The GM 100,000-mile warranty. Get an 07 Chevy Silverado Classic Half-Ton Extended Cab LS 4x4 starting at $28,150. Visit us online at ChooseChevy.com.
Double beef fiesta salsa, so good.
Delicious, huh? And these grilled stuffed burritos are only $1.99.
All this flavor for only $1.99? Hmm? No way.
Like how he told us he's going out on a date with Carmen Electra.
We're just going bowling.
Yeah, right.
Shuri.
Hi, Pete. Do you like my dress?
That'll do.
It's true. Taco Bell's Big Tasty Grilled Stuffed Burrito with double the beef, 3 cheeses, and grilled to go to get unbelievable taste for an unbelievable price.
How's she gonna bowl in that?
Think outside the bun.
We got boats, we got boats at Ted's Aquamarine.
Come join us for our 30th annual Open House and Fishing Clinic, Saturday, January 13th from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday, January 14th from 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Learn to fish like a pro. Classes starting at 9 a.m. on Saturday, and don't miss Denny Brower at 12 noon. Only at Ted's Aquamarine.
You see what you like at Ted's Aquamarine.
Yeah.
FSN Pro Football Preview. The breaking news from every playoff game. Tonight on FSN.
And we're back at Conseco Fieldhouse. It is halftime here. The first 24 minutes in the books, and the Indiana Pacers on top of the Mavericks so far in this. And remember, they led in each of the quarters in their first meeting. Well, Danny Granger, we just saw that he wasn't necessarily the best singer, but the boy can play ball. Jamal Tinsley finding him on this beautiful pass. Watch this drop right here. Jamal finding Danny. That is your safe auto drive of the half. For minimum coverage you can really use, call 1-800-SAFE-AUTO. We'll be right back.
The 2007 Chevy Silverado Half-Ton Classic, from the family of the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road, now comes with something Ford and Toyota don't. The GM 100,000-mile warranty. Get an 07 Chevy Silverado Classic Half-Ton Extended Cab LS 4x4 starting at $28,150. Visit us online at ChooseChevy.com.
It's time to feel free with new Chase Freedom. Feel free to choose points for rewards like travel.
I'm free to do what I want.
Or feel free to choose cash back.
I'm free.
Then feel free to change back again.
In the old
without losing a thing. That's freedom. That's Chase Freedom. Get it free at chase.com/freedom.
It doesn't take a math whiz to find real savings at Marsh.
This is a big savings.
Our weekly circulars highlight hundreds of advertised specials. Our end aisle displays promote smart buys.
That really is a smart buy.
Helpful shelf signs point the way to special low prices. And with Marsh brands and our Fresh Idea card, it all adds up. Enjoy real savings at Marsh and treat your family well.
Treat your family well.
Here at Safe Auto, our president recently asked, why should our customers be the only ones who get to hear our beloved jingle? Good question. So guess what he arranged to play all day, every day for the entire staff? You got it, our theme song. I'll bet our company suggestion box is brimming with compliments. Bring it in, ladies. What's with the...
What?
Safe Auto. How many bosses are this thoughtful?
Setting down line from their own 35. That's over the line is
Buffalo Wild Wings. You have to be here.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
Look at your scoring leaders from the first half. Dallas, Dirk Nowitzki with 14. He leads everybody. And Steven Jackson of the Pacers with 13. Chris and Quinn will call the second half when we return on FSN Indiana.
The 2007 Chevy Silverado Half-Ton Classic. From the family of the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. Now comes with something Ford and Toyota don't. The GM 100,000-mile warranty. Get an 07 Chevy Silverado Classic Half-Ton Extended Cab LS 4x4 starting at $28,150. Visit us online at choosechevy.com.
For hoops in Indiana is unrivaled, and we're bringing you an extensive lineup of Indiana hoops this weekend. Tune in as Jermaine O'Neal and the Pacers tip off against Isaiah Thomas's Knicks for an Eastern Conference battle. Then we'll bring you in-depth analysis and behind-the-scenes access with Purdue's Matt Painter Show, highlighting the Boilermaker basketball program, directly followed by Inside Notre Dame Basketball. It all begins January 20th on FSN Indiana.
Covering the world of motorsports like no one else. This is the Speed Report.
Oh, look at that.
Going beyond the highlights.
Special sauce for the fans.
To bring you the full story.
How did you do it?
With expert analysis.
What Formula One needs is personality.
A brilliant victory for him today. The guy that got shafted here.
And unrivaled access.
Great pit stop, heck of a race. You went for it.
From the network the drivers watch.
The Speed Report.
This is awesome.
The Speed Report. Only on Speed.
Hey, Mom, how was your day?
Pretty good.
FSN Indiana is your home for Pacers basketball.
By using improper language or
We're ready for the start of the second half here at Conseco Fieldhouse. The Pacers lead the Dallas Mavericks 51-44 here on FSN Indiana. Welcome back with Quinn Buckner. I'm Chris Denari. You know, almost a carbon copy of last Thursday when the Pacers led after the first quarter and led at the half. But in that one, they led only by 2. This time, they have a little bit more separation. But what do they need to do in this game in the second half, Quinn, to get the win?
Well, I think they have to continue to get to the foul line. You shoot foul shots 19 and a half. You're doing a very good job. The other thing, the Pacers only turned the ball over 7 times, which means Dallas can't get out and run. And I think those things really help you get a chance to win this game.
All right, let's look at the numbers and how the first half stacked up. The Pacers 50% from the field. The Mavericks at just 43%. Quinn mentioned free throws. Pacers did not do a good job shooting free throws, but they got there 19 times. They out-rebounded Dallas, and they doubled up bench points and outscored the Mavericks 30-18 points in the paint. First half scoring leaders brought to you by Chrysler Jeep. Nowitzki, the only double-figure scorer for the Mavericks. He had 14. Steven Jackson had 13. Jamal Tinsley and Jermaine O'Neal each had 10. Of significance for the Pacers, Al Harrington, averaging 16 points a game, did not score in the first half. He took only 3 shots, so the Pacers will try to get him a little bit more active offensively here in the second half. As Nowitzki starts out with the ball, Foster has guarded him much of the way. That time he missed it, but a rebound from Devin Harris. And Harris was on the bench most of the first half. Played just 8 minutes because of 3 personal fouls as Terry hits the 3, and you give the credit to Devin Harris.
Without a doubt, that's why I said got him, because once he beats him, you throw your team into the opposition into rotation. And if you can't get out to a shooter or you're one man down, as the Pacers were chasing, that's the situation you put yourself in.
And 12 points now for Jason Terry. So 5 straight double-figure games for him. O'Neal missed it, and now the Mavericks come back trailing by just 4. They have a 5-on-4 advantage. And Dampier is wide open, fouled by Harrington.
You know, when you're playing against a guy like Jason Terry, you have to be aware of his quickness, because once he gets in, the help has got to come, and then that help comes here, and that's what allows this person to be open right there. So, you know, keeping Devin Harris under control keeps Jason Terry from getting a wide open 3-point shot.
Yeah, that rotation had to come a long way. Jackson had to worry about the inside guy, and then he had to try to scramble his way out to the corner, but Terry had plenty of time to hit that shot.
There are a lot of teams that will do that. Don Nelson actually was one of their first, because he wanted me to do the same thing. If you drive baseline, he always wanted to make that skip pass to the corner. And a lot of teams have that kind of like a set play now. You keep that guy in the corner because you know the help has got to come help the guy on the inside.
So fortunately there, the Pacers get away with the Mavericks scoring just 1. Dampier hit 1 of 2 at the line. Now Harrington, a quiet first half. Dumps it inside to O'Neal, but Harris makes the steal.
Boy, he made a heck of a save, too.
So the Pacers and Nowitzki sort of stumbling and bumbling all the way to the basket, and Foster sort of created a little bit of that.
You see reaching in here. Now watch Devin Harris. I mean, you don't see guys lay it on the line like that very often. And then coming back, Jeff Foster tries to get in position, and then you can see from there, Dirk is just trying to get a foul call.
And he gets to the free throw line. So 19-8 was the free throw advantage in the first half, and now the Mavericks in less than 90 seconds will get to the free throw line for the 3rd and 4th time.
The bigger problem that it presents is, you know, you're not even 2 minutes into the game and you have 2 team fouls.
16 for Nowitzki. For the last 6 games, he has been their leading scorer. That's no surprise. He averages nearly 24 a game. But in the previous 10, this tells you about the depth of this team. He led them in scoring just 1 time. Plenty of firepower with Harris and Jackson to the basket. I think he was waiting for a foul, but he got the hoop.
You know, he's been making, I think, a better effort at trying to get to the rim, or really just trying to get to the foul line. Because I think what he's realized, if Jermaine's going to be number 1 option and Al's going to be number 2, the best way for Jackson to get himself some points was to get to the foul line.
And he's converted. Very good point, because he's 21 of 23 at the line in the last 4 games. That's nearly 6 free throw attempts per game, a defensive 3-second violation called against Jamal Tinsley. And now this will be the 5th free throw of the quarter already attempted by Dallas.
We talked about at the half, or the beginning of the half, how the Pacers had shot 19 foul shots. That trend obviously is changing, so the Pacers have got to try to play better defense without fouling.
Harris had just a field goal in the first half for Dallas. Mavericks shot only 30% in the first quarter, but 54% in the second. They hit 13 of 24 and did not have a free throw. They got there just twice, and Stackhouse missed them both. They could tie it with a 3-point shot, but they'll go inside, and it was too tall.
I mean, Paul Button, you couldn't have caught that.
Jackson has hit a 3, make it 2.
You know, and he seemingly is letting the game come to him where he hadn't forced many shots. I mean, I thought when he tried to have the 2 screening rolls earlier, his problem was he's trying to make a pass that he probably should let somebody else make. But once he backed away from that and just got shots that he can step into to shoot, he's a very good shooter when he gets his feet set.
He is 8 of 9 from the field tonight. He has 18 points. Harris works against Tinsley. Granger barely had the steal. Now the Pacers get it, and that will be a shot clock violation.
Some really good team defense. I thought on that particular play that Danny Granger does a nice job putting the pressure on Devin Harris, who went down to get one before. But see, Danny reaches in there and then forced Devin Harris to have to dive for the ball. And by that time, that they didn't get the ball back, and the Pacers were able to get a 24-second violation.
Granger is on because Foster went to the bench. O'Neal with Jackson again. Can he make it 3? No, this time it's too strong.
A little heat check. See how hot I am.
6-point lead for Indiana. Josh Howard. Dampier open on the screen and roll. How does that not go in? And then Nowitzki over the top. He's called for the loose ball foul.
Nowitzki's trying to claim that he was going straight up and that Granger backed him to him. That's what he's trying to say, that he backed him to him. I'm not sure I agree with him. You see, both of them have the position.
He's trying to say, hey, I'm 7 feet.
Well, he may have an argument, because what happened was Granger got a hand on his leg.
Here's O'Neal, strong to the basket, and J.O. has 12.
Well, I'd go after this guy. I mean, I'd go after Dampier all day long. There's no, he can guard Jermaine.
And the Mavericks want a timeout. Some energy by the Pacers. They've opened up an 8-point third-quarter lead. J.O. and the Pacers trying to make it 4 straight wins on FSN, Indiana.
Since they got in here, $8 candy bar, $11 for a can or 2. Now, it's prices like these that's keeping folks from living the high life. Sir, where's your beer section? Thank you. A good, honest beer at a tasty price. That's what we stand for. Clean up on aisle common sense. Hey, let me grab this. That's how we do it. Get in and out, boy. You just lost your right to sell Miller High Life is what you did.
It's time to feel free with new Chase Freedom. Feel free to choose points for rewards like travel.
I'm free to do what I want.
Or feel free to choose cash back.
I'm free.
Then feel free to change back again.
In the old time.
Without losing a thing. That's freedom. That's Chase Freedom. Get it free at chase.com/freedom.
Driving in bad weather is trouble enough. But do it without car insurance and you'll really dig yourself into a hole. 1-800-SAFE-AUTO. We keep you legal for less.
To be the best, you have to beat the best. And the Dallas Mavericks are the best the NBA has to offer. Riding a 3-game win streak, the Pacers are trying to prove they belong among the league's elite. The Pacers and Mavs continue now on FSN Indiana. And the Pacers have an 8-point third quarter lead with Stacey Pates and my partner Quinn Buckner. I'm Chris Denary tonight on FSN Indiana. The Dallas Mavericks have won 15 of their last 16. Their only loss Sunday night at Staples Center against Los Angeles. They rallied back to win 2 straight, beating Utah and Portland back-to-back on Tuesday and Wednesday. They come in having won 6 of 7 on the road, and with a pair of win streaks that are 12 and 13 this year. Harris missed it and got his own rebound. Now Josh Howard is long, but Harris there for another time to get a rebound.
Well, those shots that Josh Howard just missed are ones he made when the Pacers played in Dallas. So the Pacers are getting clearly some breaks.
Nowitzki, he doesn't get it. And you're right, Josh Howard, the first time these teams played, 3 of 4 behind the arc.
Yeah, it looked as though everything he shot was going in.
He is 0 of 2 behind that 3-point arc tonight and 2 of 8 from the field. They double team Harrington.
He's got a basket. I mean, you can't be reluctant passing.
And then Harrington to the basket. He made it, but they're going to call an offensive foul.
So Harris got there. Harris is grabbing his head. But Al was initially open, and Harris comes back. That's a tough call. I see the shoulder clearly on the other side.
That is a very tough call, and now a timeout because Devin Harris is down on the floor. Devin Harris talking to the head coach, Avery Johnson. He gets up, probably just lost his breath as Harrington's big body at 245 pounds not only ran him over for the foul, but he then landed on him.
Yeah, he did. I mean, you'll get a chance to see right here. I mean, after he goes down, watch Al's leg and body land right on him. So he may have gotten the wind knocked out of him a little bit.
Devin Harris has had his minutes limited tonight. Played just 8 in the first half because of foul problems. And has just a field goal for 2. Now Jerry Stackhouse is in for the first time here in the second half. Granger giving up a lot of size against Nowitzki, and Terry hits.
That's a set play. They knew that Jamal was going to ball watch and get below a screen on the weak side. Jason Terry just stepped right into the shot. And that's not a shot you normally step into. You almost have to shoot that one two-legged as a rule.
Tinsley comes right back and fires it to Granger, who drops the long-range shot.
Yes, it was. Nice long-range shot. Danny Granger steps right into that one.
He has been a guy the last 8 games that has struggled. He was near 50%. He's 23%, just 7 of 31 coming in. Terry whacked by Tinsley. And Jason Terry will shoot it a couple of times. But good to see Danny Granger get on track from long range. He's now in double figures for a 3rd straight game. He has 11.
You see right there, they get Tinsley to give it to Granger. You see nobody's there, and Granger's been shooting that shot well. I mean, you don't want to seem like a steady dose, but you don't mind a little bit of that pitch in your diet, let's just say.
And what was impressive about that, Quinn, is he had to go out to the right. It wasn't a clean pass directly to him. Tinsley thought he'd be spotted up in one place, and Granger, in fact, was a little bit to the left, and he had to go back and get that ball, then gather it in and shoot it.
Granger is really an unorthodox shooter, and he does kind of make that shot, I think, more often than you see most people. But you're right, he had to make a concerted effort to get it.
Well, trainer Josh Corbeil has the blood rule as Jamal Tinsley has to be cleaned up. Here's what's on tap, presented by Corona. Upcoming games on FSN. We're not with you for a little better than a week. A week from tomorrow night, we will start 3 games in 5 nights, all here on FSN against Eastern Conference teams. The Knicks next Saturday, the Chicago Bulls a week from Monday, and then the Miami Heat the following Wednesday. Our Pacer Lives all begin at 6:30 right here on FSN Indiana. We'll be pretty familiar, Quinn, in the month of January here, the latter stages in February with our spots right here where we sit at Conseco Fieldhouse. We have paid the price for being on the road. O'Neal right to the basket. Dampier fouled him.
Yeah, we talked about Jamal Tinsley at the top of the show. Jamal just made a pass into the post on the weak side that really put Dampier in a bad spot, and Jermaine O'Neal was able to take advantage of it to get the foul. But Tinsley did a great job throwing it across the lane, which is not something you often tell players to do.
He's averaging just a shade over 6 assists per game, but he already has 8 tonight. And you think back to Wednesday night in Boston, he had 13. And that's the number for O'Neal. He has 13. J.O. with just 3 rebounds tonight, but he has 5 assists. So O'Neal is 1 shy of a season high and 2 shy of a career high, and he has 14 points. 9-point Indiana lead, approaching the halfway mark of quarter number 3. Terry and Nowitzki.
Well, what happened was in that screening roll the first time, Dampier got open and both players went to him, and then once the penetration came, Nowitzki was the one that's going to be open.
When they always tell you, boy, if guards can penetrate, that dribble penetration, it will create open shots, and that's what Terry and Devin Harris have done for the Mavericks tonight. Granger, and he hit one again.
No, he lost the ball. Going up, he lost it. And he should have passed it one additional pass because Jackson was open.
Now Nowitzki for 3. So the Pacers' 9-point lead quickly drops down to 4. Nowitzki hits the 3. That's his first of the year. He shoots better than 40% behind the arc. Dirk now has a game-high 21. The Mavericks right back in it.
You may not realize it, but there's a source of renewable energy right in your neighborhood, and you're helping to power it. Today, Waste Management is using the resources at our disposal to create energy from waste. Enough green energy to power over 1 million homes. From everyday collection to environmental protection, think green, think Waste Management.
The love for hoops in Indiana is unrivaled, and we're bringing you an extensive lineup of Indiana hoops this weekend. Tune in as Jermaine O'Neal and the Pacers tip off against Isaiah Thomas's Knicks for an Eastern Conference battle. Then we'll bring you in-depth analysis and behind-the-scenes access with Purdue's Matt Painter Show, highlighting the Boilermaker basketball program, directly followed by Inside Notre Dame basketball. It all begins January 20th on FSN Indiana.
Mavericks on a 5-0 run at Conseco Fieldhouse. They trimmed the Pacers' lead to 4 behind the play of Dirk Nowitzki. He has 21. I made a faux pas. I said his first 3 of the year. His first 3 of the night. He shoots it very well out there, 40%. That 3 he just hit, his 31st of the year. And Nowitzki has 7 in this quarter, and the Mavericks are right back in it.
And Jeff Foster and Danny Granger have made him work for shots. He's just that good at getting shots to go in.
Lineup stays the same for Indiana. Tinsley's out there with O'Neal against Dampier. And now Jackson has a nice look. Air ball, but O'Neal was there, and they ripped it right out of his hands.
He was looking for Dampier behind him and got the ball taken from him by one of the little guards.
Well, that time Granger threw that extra pass, and he felt pretty good about the look from Jackson.
You're absolutely right. That was almost said that was going to be a very good play.
Howard has it kicked away, and Nowitzki missed. Dampier the rebound, and we've got a 2-point game.
Well, Jermaine's out on the floor basically. I mean, Granger's more like a small, maybe a guard. Al has to get on the glass. Otherwise, Jermaine is fighting Nowitzki and Dampier by himself. And Josh Howard is a good rebounder.
Tinsley to the basket. No. Stackhouse. He has Nowitzki ahead. Good pick off by Granger. Pacers lead has been trimmed to 2.
Open up on him and take him to the basket.
And O'Neal.
Absolutely. Make the vision call. Open up on him and take him to the basket.
65-61. That snaps a 7-0 Mavericks run. A little over 4 to play here in the third quarter. Howard, he has been quiet, but now he has his first field goal the second half. He had just 4 points in the first. He has a half dozen for the game.
Oh boy, mismatch. You don't want to play when you get this. You got Al Harrington being guarded by Jason Terry. You don't want to play.
Granger makes a great steal.
Oh, I thought he got there.
Could not finish it down on the baseline. Now Nowitzki challenges O'Neal and draws the foul. And Nowitzki will have 2 to try to tie it for the Mavericks.
He was setting him up the old way. If you watch what Nowitzki does, he goes slowly and gets Jermaine. He made Jermaine stand up. And they said Jermaine got him underneath. But that's all Dirk Nowitzki was trying to do, was get fouled under those circumstances.
The Pacers 5-game stretch run ticket package includes 2 tickets to 5 different games, including March 27th against Cleveland, April 3rd against Detroit. Packages as low as $100. For more info or to order, log on to Pacers.com or call 917-2500. And the 90% free throw shooter has missed a second of the game. He has a game-high 22. Jackson leads Indiana with 18. Darrell Armstrong is on for the first time against his former Mavericks teammates. Jackson in the lane draws the foul.
And I'll tell you what else happened. There was a good no call there that time by the official because they tried to draw the foul. Stackhouse tried to draw the foul on Jackson. And went down. The official just told Stackhouse, just waved his hand. Get up, get up.
And the foul on Sagana Diop. And Steven Jackson with a couple of free throws. His first opportunities of the night. He has now made 22 of his last 24. He has 19 and in search of his 6th 20-point game of the year. Indiana's lead is 2. Led by as many as 11 in the first half. Solid game tonight for Jackson. 8 of 11 from the field, a couple of threes.
That's a quiet 20.
Yeah. Stackhouse, Nowitzki, Diop to set the screen. Armstrong out there defending Terry. Shot clock winding down. They make that skip pass. Now there's Josh Howard.
Well, he's starting to make the shot, but the Pacers, I thought, did a very good job on their strong side defense. The problem is when you're trying to recover weak side, and I thought the Mavericks forced the Pacers not to consider that.
And Granger continues to be red hot. He is 4 of 7 from the field. 69-67. That last tie was our 6th. Pacers regain the lead. Nowitzki got Granger in the air and will shoot it. And the key in this quarter has been the Mavericks' ability to get to the free throw line.
Did it early. We talked about the Pacers in the first half. And the ball fake, because what Danny was guessing at is what's normal. Nowitzki likes to turn to his right shoulder to shoot, but he also can, on occasion, get you where if he's squared up, he can just turn right into a shot. So he got Danny Granger in the air and got him to foul.
Dirk Nowitzki, last 5 games against Indiana, it had been on a downward cycle. I'm afraid it's going back up tonight, because Nowitzki has 24. He had 20 in the first matchup. You saw that 34-point effort 5 games ago. Coming in, he had averaged 28 points in those 5. Now Granger again. And now the Mavericks have a chance to take the lead. They led 12-10 halfway through the first quarter. Harris. That's a mismatch.
Yeah, it is. And what Darrell was trying to do is he was trying to call Steven Jackson to come and double team. But you can see the other thing about Dirk in his maturity is his strength. Because there's no doubt Darrell Armstrong had an elbow in his chest and it never bothered him.
So the first lead since the first quarter for the Dallas Mavericks, who own the NBA's best record. O'Neal, another strong effort. He has 8 in the quarter, 18 tonight for J.O.
Give him much credit for that. That was a difficult shot he made on the move.
Shop sets the screen. Now Stackhouse against Marquise Daniels. He cuts him off. Good job by Marquise. Ball just hangs on the rim, and Shop got it. Now Nowitzki. Good job by Armstrong to bat the ball out of bounds.
He might have got the ball. The coach wasn't on the floor. No. No, I don't think so. But it was good defense anyway, and anticipation by Darrell Armstrong.
Game tied at 71. Armstrong averaged a couple of points a game off the bench last year for the Western Conference champion Mavericks. One of 4 new Pacers from Dallas, and Armstrong is called for the foul.
Well, that was the thing that Darrell had to play against in Dallas, was Devin Harris was able to split the defense a lot like, as you recall, when the Pacers were playing the Charlotte Hornets, and he had the same thing with Raymond Felton. If he's able to split this, he leaves 2 defenders. They felt Darrell Armstrong tripped him.
Now Devin Harris at the line, 85% this year. His first 2 seasons in the NBA, the young man out of Wisconsin, shot only 72%. And one of the reasons, you know what you're going to get from Nowitzki, and they got to the Western Conference Finals last year with Harris and Howard, but they are so much better this year, those 2, than they were a year ago.
Well, you've got to experience it. Avery Johnson knows it because he had a couple experiences to get to the finals. You've got to experience it to know how you're going to behave in that situation, and that's what they feel like they're better, because they understand better how Terry and Devin Harris. And Harris is a young player, so no one knew how he was going to react, and they expect him to react differently should they get back.
72-71. Mavericks have the lead. Devin George is in there in a zone right now with Howard out there at the point. Jackson forces the issue, and a foul called, and it's on Devin George. Howard was there, thought he had the block shot, but Jackson to the free throw line. And the Pacers now have a chance to tie it and take the lead. Well, last Thursday, the score after 3 quarters, Pacers 73, Mavericks 72. If Jackson can make both of these, we'll match that score with 34 3/10 left to play in the third. ACC Sunday Night Hoops presented by Pizza Hut returns this week. 11th ranked Duke takes on the upset-minded Miami Hurricanes. Coverage begins with the college basketball tip-off show Sunday night at 5 right here on FSN Indiana. (73-72). And then Armstrong going for the steal commits the foul. And that will be his second. We'll walk the other way, and free throws now for the Mavericks. Darrell Armstrong still having a conversation with Matt Bowman.
There's Rick Carlisle. They weren't wasting that opportunity.
Harris ties it at 73. Pacers had a 9-point lead at 63-54. And from that point, they've been outscored 19-10 by the Mavericks.
Maceo takes a seat. All of a sudden, that's when Dirk knocked down the 3. That was part of that. Really, they swung it by 5 points almost in no time. Rick Carlisle had to take a timeout.
74-73. Pacers cannot work for the final shot of the quarter. About an 8-second differential. And O'Neal comes well outside against Jock. Harris out there double teaming. Armstrong passed up the 3. Now Jackson steps in.
Oh, he just short-armed the ball. But the basketball play was the right one.
Now the Mavericks with the 1-point lead, trying to add to it here in the final seconds. Shot blocked by O'Neal.
Yes, sir.
And we'll head to the fourth quarter with the Mavericks up by 1. Hopefully, turnabout is fair play. Last week in Dallas, Indiana led by 1. The Mavericks lead at 74-73. You're watching FSN Indiana, the exclusive home of the Indiana Pacers.
Nice work on these grilled stuffed Fritos, Pete.
Yeah, double beef fiesta salsa, delicious.
Super delicious. And only $1.99.
Only $1.99. This from the guy who claims he dated Carmen Electra.
And dumped Carmen Electra.
A liar.
I miss you. I miss us. Take me back. I love you.
It's true. Taco Bell's big, tasty grilled stuffed burrito with double the beef, 3 cheeses, and grilled to go.
I mean, seriously.
To get unbelievable taste for an unbelievable price, think outside the bun.
Wow, $10.
You better put that in a safe place.
Okay.
With its 5-star front and side impact crash test ratings, the Dodge Grand Caravan is a great place for all your precious cargo. Now get $4,000 cash allowance on Dodge Grand Caravan. Discover America's hottest products at your Dodge dealer.
Indiana Pacers presents Marsh Family Night. Visit a Marsh Ticketmaster location to purchase this specially priced package. Family package includes 4 hot dogs, chips, and 4 Pepsi products, plus 4 t-shirts. Knicks versus Pacers. Visit Pacers.com. Pacers fans, now is the time to reserve your seat. Just $100 will save your seat for the 07-08 NBA season. For info, call 317-917-2500.
First, you take a team with a season-high 3-game win streak. Mix in the team with the NBA's best record. What do you get on a Friday night? Plenty of high-intensity NBA basketball. That's what we've had through 3 quarters. We head to the final 12 minutes with the Dallas Mavericks leading the Indiana Pacers 74-73. This is Pacers basketball on FSN Indiana from Conseco Fieldhouse. I'm Chris Canary along with Quinn Buckner and Stacy Pates. Indiana will have the ball to start the 4th, and they trail it by 1. Harrington, Yesikavicius, Granger, Foster, and Daniels for Indiana. As Marquise works against Jerry Stackhouse.
I think that's it is, but it's a great call. Because as I said earlier in the game, I'm not sure Stackhouse can be, I'm not sure. Stackhouse can't move like he used to. And so since he doesn't have mobility and the jumping ability, then you have the length of Marquise Daniels that he's trying to defend. And I just don't think he can do it.
Now the jumper is short. Foster gets the rebound as Terry missed it. So Yesikavicius, Daniels, and Granger come off the bench. And the bench is number of bench players on the floor. Nice pass. Here's Foster, Granger. The skip pass. Yesikavicius says, yes, I can.
I mean, it was good basketball. Ball move. You got it to Marquise Daniels. He put pressure on you. You're swinging from one side to the other. You wouldn't normally get a good shot. Yesikavicius drilled the 3.
And the Pacers come out with the first 5 points of the 4th. Stackhouse. It's short. Harrington the rebound. So Indiana has a chance to move out in front. Stackhouse now 0 of 8. Yesikavicius. I think he thought Foster was there, but now Stackhouse swiped away in a foul on Marquise Daniels. So with a 4-point lead, great ball movement by Indiana right here.
Well, Jeff Foster does a nice job. He drew defense. Granger's made a shot, so you got to challenge him. And they let Yesikavicius who drilled the 3.
And then the last time, Sharunas thought he had Foster, but he threw it right to Jerry Stackhouse. And early on, they go back to the free throw line, Quinn. They did it 11 of 15 in the third quarter. And the thing about Indiana, they got to the line 10 times, but they made just 6.
Yeah, well, you alluded to that when we talked about the 19 first-half foul shots having made only 12, that the percentages were problematic for the Pacers.
Now the Mavericks will trap with Devin George. He's off the bench along with Stackhouse, Buckner, and Sagana Diop. And a defensive 3-second violation called against the Mavericks. 2 of them were there, but it's on Sagana Diop.
3 seconds on number 7.
And again, maybe for those fans tuning in that don't understand that defensive 3-second violation, Quinn, can you explain it?
Yes, if you're standing in the lane, you have to basically be standing near any offensive player within arm's length. But it's not a stretch arm's length. It's almost like the bent arm's length, a very natural length, as opposed to some outstretched arm. And if you are standing in that lane for more than 3 seconds, it's considered a defensive 3 seconds if you don't have anybody.
And Diop was just right there. Foster wasn't anywhere near, and now a foul is called on Greg Buckner. So Buckner picks up the foul. Now each team has a team foul here in the fourth quarter. Pacers trailed by 1, 74-73, scored the first 5, and they did so with Nowitzki on the bench. He has a game-high 26. Now Daniels, right to the basket. Look at him get up and over and shot.
And got his right shoulder in the Diop, who wouldn't, so he couldn't get the shot blocked. But I do think Jeff Foster might have helped by keeping Diop one arm tied to his side.
And it's a 5-point Indiana lead. Terry now works with Diop on the screen. Howard, 5 of his 9 points in the third.
You got to get out there. Al's got to get up on that screen because Danny Granger had guarded him very well, and that means Josh Howard. So if Al Harrington's man sets the screen, he's got to be up there.
And the lead is 3. Daniels again slices. Couldn't finish it, but there's Harrington, his first hoop of the night.
You kind of admire the fact that he just continued to play in spite of the fact he hasn't put many numbers on the board.
He has 5 rebounds tonight. That's his first field goal after 3 misses. 5-point lead. Granger defends Howard. Howard is going to shoot it again and get it. It's a very deep Western Conference when you think about the forwards, but this guy trying to become a first-time All-Star. He averages 19 points and 7 rebounds.
Because his team is doing so well, that gives him a better shot. But he is a tough cover.
Nice pass from Harrington. Now Daniels will hit again, and Marquise Daniels has come off the bench for 6 here in the quarter.
Well, he was solid, I thought, in the first half as well.
And Avery Johnson wants a timeout. It will be a full timeout. Marquise Daniels had a double-figure game last time out against his former team. Pacers lead it by 5.
The 2007 Chevy Silverado Half-Ton Classic. From the family of the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. Now comes with something Ford and Toyota don't. The GM 100,000-mile warranty. Get an 07 Chevy Silverado Classic Half-Ton Extended Cab LS 4x4 starting at $28,150. Visit us online at ChooseChevy.com.
Here comes the channel Big Ten fans have always dreamed of. Here comes the Big Ten Network. From football to basketball and everything in between. 365 days a year. All Big Ten. All the time. The Big Ten Network. Coming August 2007.
When you give yourself a minute to think, you give yourself a chance to make a better decision.
FSN Indiana is your home for Pacers basketball.
coming. It's big. Real big. You don't want to miss this. What is it? Stay tuned.
Well, you got to stay with us here on FSN Indiana, and also head out to Conseco Fieldhouse to see just what it is as we celebrate 40 years of Pacers basketball. And keep telling you about it as we go on here, and you won't want to miss it. Jermaine O'Neal sitting out. So is Dirk Nowitzki is back. So Avery Johnson gives him about a 3.5-minute break here at the start of the fourth quarter. He's back with 26 points. Pacers lead it by 5. Terry, a 3-point play opportunity he got in the lane.
Yeah, well, he was able to get Sharunas Jasikevičius out of position with a little start and stop move on the left side, so he could get to his right hand. And you see, he ball faked a little bit, and Sharunas went up early. And at that point, the only thing Sharunas could really try to do was to try to get to the ball before Jason Terry let it go.
And Jason Terry, 19 points. That is 18 more than he had against the Pacers last Thursday. And now they press. Kevin George stays on the floor. Daniels guarded by Howard. Got him in the air. Short little jumper. Foster there retrieves it. Keeps a hold of the ball and draws the foul.
But that's Jeff Foster. That's just what he does for you. Just fights. Stays in there. And looked at, you can see Dampier saying his fault. But that's Jeff Foster. That's more the effort of Jeff Foster than is the lack of effort of the Mavs there.
There is a restaurant here in Indianapolis named the Working Man's Friend, and that is what you would say Jeff Foster is. He is out there doing it all for Indiana. You look at his stat sheet, and it's those numbers, the rebounds, the steals, the block shots, and there are a number of things, Quinn, that he doesn't even get credit for.
No, and unless you have a full appreciation for his game, you really don't know. For example, there was a shot that was taken when I said that Dampier's hand got pinned to his side. Well, Jeff didn't get credit for that either.
4-point lead for Indiana. Foster out there to help Jasikevičius against a very tough Terry.
I tell you, it's a discontinued dribble. Oh, he did that on purpose.
And Nowitzki has a chance for a 3-point play, and that's another foul on Sharunas.
He did this on purpose. There's no question in my mind. But Dirk Nowitzki is a good player. Now he knows there's nothing Jasikevičius could do, so he just makes sure he gets his elbow into him.
And Nowitzki has 29. He had just 11 at home against Portland. 3 of his previous 5 games, he had 30 points, and he's right there now with 29. Daniels slicing right to the basket. Dampier blocked it. Crowd didn't like the call. They felt there was a foul as Daniels went to the hoop.
Well, he went to the hoop, and he had to back the ball away from Devin George. And in doing so, he put the ball in the position where Dampier could get to it.
Now the Mavericks have a chance to take the lead. Side of the backboard. Howard,
yes!
Blocked. Jeff Foster.
Jeff Foster getting the block.
Howard knew he had missed the shot. It hit the side of the backboard. And then Foster came over and sent that. Fortunately not out of bounds. It was heading that way, but the Pacers were able to save it.
Well, Jeff does a nice job anticipating. He's normally going for the ball anyway, and he just reacts when he sees Howard put the ball up toward the rim and is able to save it.
And Foster and Jasikevičius go to the sideline as O'Neal and Tinsley come back in. 8 assists for Jamal Tinsley. His pass, that shot was missed by Daniels, but saved by Granger. And now Tinsley tried to lean in to get the foul, got his own rebound.
Oh, no.
Not exactly, Quinn, how you would draw up that sequence, but you get the ball back.
Not at all. But the bigger problem, Pacers get a basket, but you don't want to get out of the fact that you got to force Dallas to defend by throwing the ball to the shooter. Fortunately for the Pacers, they were able to get it to Jermaine and let him score the ball. That's why Rick Carlisle left him out a long time. Pacers had a 5-point lead, so you don't have to waste it trying to maintain the lead. You're getting back later.
And Granger picks the pocket of Nowitzki.
Take it.
He goes coast to coast.
He did the right thing because it's Jason Terry, who there's no way he can stop him.
Terry picks up the foul, and Granger at the free throw line.
Granger is able to get it from behind him. You can see, come here, see that's Jason Terry. Jason Terry can't really stop him. I mean, not without fouling him.
And Granger at the line where he shoots 76%. He was 4 of 5 in the first half. Steven Jackson in. Good effort, good minutes tonight for Marquise Daniels. 6 of his 8 points here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I thought he was solid the entire game. I mean, with the exception of the fact that the one didn't touch the rim. Other than that, I think he did a lot of really good things.
He knew Granger was going to go get the rebound for him.
What?
He's a psychic, yeah. 91-86.
Okay, I never thought about it quite that way.
Pacers up 5. 6 minutes to play in the fourth. Nowitzki and Granger called for the foul. That will be his third, and it's the fourth against Indiana. So now, Quinn, at the 6-minute mark of the fourth, both teams on the next foul, the other team will be in the penalty.
This is where you drive the ball. I don't, you know, if you're the Pacers, you should know that that's what they want to do. And when the Pacers get it, you drive it. You try to get that foul.
Another good defensive play, but the Pacers can't get it. And then a foul on the floor, and it is called against Jermaine O'Neal. And we have a timeout. Danny Granger has scored 15 points tonight. Plenty more coming up on Danny's effort tonight on FSN Indiana.
Buffalo Wild Wings, you have to be here.
A new era of poker has arrived.
This dome behind us is the most state-of-the-art poker table.
MansionPoker.net presents the Poker Dome Challenge.
It's do or die, basically, on this hand.
Every week, the tension mounts.
His heart rate could have gone any higher.
Until the final table comes together and a champion emerges. The series continues Sunday on FSN.
The love for hoops in Indiana is unrivaled, and we're bringing you an extensive lineup of Indiana hoops this weekend. Tune in as Jermaine O'Neal and the Pacers tip off against Isaiah Thomas's Knicks for an Eastern Conference battle. Then we'll bring you in-depth analysis and behind-the-scenes access with Purdue's Matt Painter Show, highlighting the Boilermaker basketball program, directly followed by Inside Notre Dame Basketball. It all begins January 20th on FSN Indiana.
Pacers own a 5-point lead over the team with the NBA's best record, the Dallas Mavericks, 91-86. Indiana, Danny Granger, some critical hustle plays here in the fourth quarter. Foster blocked the shot. Granger retrieved it. Then look at him get that offensive rebound.
And makes a nice defensive play there on Dirk Nowitzki, who's turning into a shot, and he gets 2 foul shots out of the play. So Danny Granger has been all over the place. Take a look at his numbers. Impressive is the 7 free throws he's been able to get.
Free throws coming out for Dallas because Jermaine O'Neal picked up his foul. His 4th. Prior to our timeout, we're going to get another look at that. Jermaine was very upset. Harry at the free throw line, he has 19 points.
You might have been able to make that call on any one of 3 people.
And Terry missed it.
And you can see all the action here. Now, when he runs out, they lock arms right there, and then his arm gets caught on the back.
But I think initially Terry had shoved off. Jermaine to get the ball.
Yeah, but I don't disagree with that. It's one of those things that the official unfortunately saw Jermaine's hand on his back looking like he was holding it.
Right, you see the second thing and that you don't see the first. 1 of 2 for Terry. He has 20. His 11th 20-point game of the year. Indiana up by 4. Trying to close it out here. Jackson
did the right thing
with the hook.
He just missed it. He did the right thing. Oh, Al was trying to get the rebound, but Jack was trying to get it to the rim. He just took a tough shot.
91-87 Indiana. 4-point lead. We're about the same stretch we were last Thursday when the Mavericks took it over and won the game by 9 in Dallas.
The Pacers remember that as well, and they know the kind of things they don't need to do.
Dampier missed the dunk.
Boy, I tell you what, then that's pretty huge because he's not a good foul shooter. I mean, that's why I looked at his teammates after he missed it. They were somewhat in disbelief. They got the action where they got the ball up high to Dirk Nowitzki. And even at 7-1, Eric Dampier couldn't quite get that one to go.
Out of Mississippi State in his 11th year, was the 10th pick back in 1996 with the Pacers. Played just 1 season and was traded to Golden State. They brought Chris Mullin, a part of that 2000 NBA Finals team. 7 years in Golden State, the last 2.5 in Dallas. The Pacers will return to action at Conseco Fieldhouse next Saturday when they host the New York Knicks. Game time 7 o'clock. Tickets available online at Pacers.com or call 1-800-4NBA-TIX. Got them both.
I'm looking at you in disbelief. I didn't think there's any chance he was going to hit both of those.
And now a foul on Devin George. And the Mavericks have sent the Pacers into the penalty.
Devin George with the foul on the play, his 4th.
Free throws have been a big part of this game. Indiana shot them 19 times in the first half. The Mavericks got to the free throw line 15 points in the third quarter. Both teams have shot more than 30 free throws, and both teams have made 23. Tinsley has 11. 4 of the 5 players on the floor right now in double figures. Jackson 22, O'Neal 20, Granger 15, and Tinsley 11.
Al's the only one that really hasn't scored the ball that well, but he's
done some other things that have helped out plenty tonight.
Thank you.
It's my chance to be an analyst.
No. You called it. I mean, it is what it is.
93-89. Both free throws good by Tinsley. Devin George, all knocked away. O'Neal, Harrington, Jackson, Granger, and Tinsley on the floor. So 4 starters with Granger off the bench replacing Jeff Foster. Nowitzki, Dampier, Terry, and Howard are 4 starters on the floor with Devin George playing off the bench. Nowitzki defended well by Granger. Volleyballed out by Dampier. Now Terry.
Well, get started.
George, 3-pointer. But Nowitzki the rebound and a loose ball foul. Tinsley.
That's why I was worried about Jason Terry. But Jason Terry said if he gets ahead of steam, somebody's got to come get him, and that really puts everybody else in the rotation. And he did it. You can see right there that Danny never was able to get a good body on him. Dirk Nowitzki might need an Oscar for that one.
9 rebounds tonight for Nowitzki. He has 20 double-doubles on the year, and he now has 30 points. 8th 30-point game of the year for Dirk Nowitzki. He had a long stretch where he did not have a 30-point game. In fact, he had gone 18 games, which was his longest stretch since very early in his NBA career. And Al Harrington sits down as Jeff Foster is back.
Well, get a bigger lineup in, and Jeff can conceivably, I think what you can do, you can put Jeff on Dirk Nowitzki, and you put Danny Granger on Josh Howard, so Josh Howard will start to get going.
31 now for Nowitzki. 2-point Indiana lead, 93-91. Just over 4 minutes to play.
Yeah, a lot of time, a lot of game to be played.
Tinsley trying to give it to Foster, and he threw it away. Now the turnovers have not been many tonight for Indiana. They have 12, but 4 now here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, somewhat reminiscent of the game in Dallas.
And the Mavericks have yet to turn it over here in the fourth quarter. Well, they keep Granger on Nowitzki as now Foster is out on Devin George. Now O'Neal has the assignment. Got him in the air. There was a foul there. O'Neal got in the air. Nowitzki. I cannot believe they called that foul. Is it a 2-point shot?
They're saying it's a 2-point shot. Well, I tell you what. He hit him on the elbow.
And Nowitzki will have a couple. Trying to tie it at 93. Nowitzki now has 32. We have less than 4 to play.
Pacers are still in good shape, though. I mean, you know, it's a tough call. You're going to have tough calls. And as you continue to evolve and improve as a team, these are the kind of situations you got to find a way to get through. Because you're not going to get calls favoring you all the time.
Nowitzki has 7 in the quarter, game tied at 93. That's our 11th tie. We've had 6 lead changes, final 4 minutes here at Conseco Fieldhouse. Pacers and the Mavericks. Indiana trying to split the season series.
They cut it off because they had Jermaine on the other side. You got to let it go, Jamal.
Granger with another offensive rebound.
It really was.
Pacers are looking for a timeout. They get it. 3:28 to play. Indiana will utilize the timeout. They'll have 17 left on the shot clock. And the game is tied. Pacers and the Mavericks on FSN Indiana.
Teamwork, the foundation of basketball success. 5 players in perfect unison. When the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. When you trust your teammates as much as you trust yourself. Sharing the ball, blending your talents, drawing strength from each other. When we play as one, we'll defeat any 5.
Indiana Pacers presents Marsh Family Night. Visit a Marsh Ticketmaster location to purchase this specially priced package. Family package includes 4 hot dogs, chips, and 4 Pepsi products, plus 4 t-shirts. Knicks versus Pacers. Visit Pacers.com. Pacers fans, now is the time to reserve your seat. Just $100 will save your seat for the 07-08 NBA season. For info, call 317-917-2500. Pacers basketball on FSN Indiana is brought to you by Toyota and all the brilliant new models available at your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, a great way to keep moving forward. We are all tied up at Conseco Fieldhouse. Just over 3 minutes to play, and you can hear the fans here at Conseco really wanting their home team to get their 4th straight win in a row. I spoke to Steven Jackson at shoot-around this morning, and I asked him what the breakdown was in Dallas, and he says, you know, we just stopped doing the little things. We lost focus, and I asked him, what did you learn from that game that you needed to apply to tonight's meeting with this team you met just over a week ago? And he said, quite frankly, we need to finish the way we started.
And Stacy, they started well tonight. The Pacers led by as many as 11 in the first quarter, by 9 after 1. They led by 7 at the half. The Mavericks rallied with a strong third quarter to take a 1-point lead, but then Indiana scored the first 5 points of the fourth quarter, and now they have a chance to add to that at the free throw line. Granger steps up with his solid play off the bench.
He's played well of late.
Yeah, he had about a 6 or 7 game stretch there where he was not shooting the ball well. And his scoring average was about 7 points a game, which is what it was last year as a rookie. He's been up around 12 points a game this year.
I think as much as anything, he was having a hard time figuring out where he was going to get his points from.
O'Neal gets the steal and the foul on Dampier. He's gone. That's his 6th.
Jermaine has this little smile on his face. And get it inside. And one of the things Dampier's never been really known for is his hands. And Jermaine gets a hand on the ball, and then when Damp goes down, Jermaine makes sure that he goes down after the contact. They'll get a call.
Yeah, I don't think Eric Dampier as well. His footwork there, he's not going to be on Dancing with the Stars anytime soon, is he?
There's no reserved spot for him.
And now free throws for O'Neal. Granger just hit 2. Avery Johnson and the Mavericks have won 6 of their last 7 on the road. They're in a stretch of 7 of 10 on the road. Sunday, they're Toronto. This is a team that went to the NBA Finals, started 0-4, and then won 12 straight games. 22 now for O'Neal. Pacers trying to close out the team with the NBA's best record. Missed it. And a loose ball foul is called against the Mavericks. It's on Devin George. We had a collision over here by the Pacers bench as well because Josh Howard went down, O'Neal went down, and O'Neal making Nowitzki has come up a little bit gimpy.
Well, he's more than a little gimpy too. He's got like his wheel is. I mean, it looks like it's a twisted ankle. This is Nowitzki right there. Did he twist his ankle? Yeah, you know what he kind of got? He got kind of pushed as he was trying to plant. He may have turned his ankle or twisted his foot. This is one of those opportunities that you don't want anybody to be hurt. But as the Pacers are trying to improve, as you look at the owner Mark Cuban, Maverick owner that is Mark Cuban, you want to take advantage of the fact that it doesn't look, I mean, he's off the floor.
And you have to take advantage of the 5-time All-Star being off the floor. So have to wait and see if Nowitzki will come back in. Pacers now have hit 5 straight free throws. Granger makes it 6, and that's the lead. So the Pacers, out of the timeout, have hit 6 straight from the free throw line. Indiana leads it by 6 on FSN Indiana.
There are some days when all you feel like eating is a gallon of Rocky Road, some chocolate, a big jar of peanut butter, and a lot more chocolate. For those days, after those days, the Southwest Chicken Salad, new at Hardee's.
99-93, Pacers by 6 over the Dallas Mavericks with less than 3 to play. Dirk Nowitzki is coming back for the Mavericks. We'll see the injury once again.
He gets pushed just as he tries to plan a little bit. Oh, he steps on Al's foot and rolls his ankle. Al's foot got there. He didn't step on it. Al's foot got there and stopped, and he rolled the ankle.
Well, we have not had a field goal. The Mavericks have gone almost 5 minutes, Quinn. They've missed 6 straight. The Pacers going almost 4 minutes without a field goal, but Indiana getting to the free throw line.
That's what you talk about at this time. Don't turn it over. Get a chance to get to the foul line. That's all the better. But now the clock is now the ally of the Pacers. That should have been a steal. I mean, Jackson was right there.
Terry up in the air, and it's a free throw foul. Jason Terry over there in the corner baited Jamal Tinsley, got him in the air, and will shoot the free throws.
Jamal is coming from nowhere. I always wondered about that. I mean, because at this point, where is he shooting the ball? Is he shooting it out the tunnel?
It would have been a penalty situation, but since they said he was shooting it, he does go to the line. 79% free throw shooter. Jason Terry tonight is 5 of 6. The Mavericks are 28 of 36 at 78%. And Indiana is 31 of 38 at 82%. So he can quickly take half of the lead off in a very quick possession, Quinn, that only took 12 seconds off the clock.
And no time running off the clock now.
Yeah. He misses, though, so made just 2. 4-point lead for Indiana.
Oh, you got to get it to Jermaine. If Bitsy's got a bad wheel and he's trying to guard Jermaine, there's just no way.
Tinsley got it in the lane, and Howard got the rebound. Now Nowitzki. He's going to get that call every day as Harrington fouled him.
Well, what he did was make sure, I mean, and that's what he does. I mean, he's been in the league long enough to know how to get to the foul line.
33 points for Dirk Nowitzki.
I mean, watch when he turns back. You see Al going there. He just makes sure that he gets the ball and gets it under Al's arm. He can get fouled.
Well, already earlier this week, he had a 38-point effort. That was his season high in their come-from-behind win over Utah, 108-105. They had been embarrassed in Salt Lake City in their first meeting there this year. And Nowitzki put him on his back, and rallied the Mavericks. 99-97, Pacers by 2. And we have 2 minutes to play here at Conseco Fieldhouse.
Go back to him. Throw it to him. He's in the paint. Throw it to him.
Now O'Neal. And he has 24.
Because with the job not on the floor, Dampier is fouled out. If Jermaine or anybody standing in the paint with a guy on his back, you got to throw him the ball.
Here's Terry, bumped and scores. Tinsley got him. A very different Jason Terry than we saw 8 days ago.
Yeah, partner, you're calling it. He is a much more aggressive player. He knew Jamal was going to be trailing, and he made sure he got the shot up. As you look at his numbers, 8 of 13 with 24 points.
Twenty-second timeout called by the Pacers and Rick Carlisle. Jason Terry has 25 points coming off a 20-point effort in the win against Portland on Wednesday night, and he has been simply unstoppable here in the fourth quarter. He has 9, and he's gotten to the free throw line.
Well, he was in the bedroom, not in the doghouse, and all of a sudden they unlocked that bedroom, and he is knocking down shots from all over the floor. So you know he's looking to get his game going. You have to stay solid with him, but at this point in the game, all of your game has to be solid. Your passes have to be done crisply. You've got to communicate with one another, and you've got to run your offense and try to get to the foul line.
Each team with a full timeout. The Pacers still have a 20. Jason Terry, Dirk Nowitzki. Nowitzki has 35. Terry has 25. Josh Howard with, you say only, he only has 13 tonight. The biggest only for the Pacers is Al Harrington, averaging 16 points a game. He has only 2.
It says something about the team that they're right where they are. Good chance to can get this game. I mean, you're up. Oh, got to take it. Oh, they went to his own.
Howard out there against O'Neal. Jackson's going to penetrate, get in the lane, tipped up by Harrington, but he couldn't get it. Nowitzki has it for the Mavericks. Dallas has a chance now to regain the lead.
The Pacers actually did a decent job. What happened is they changed to a zone.
Nowitzki, that is off. It's tipped up. It's rebounded. O'Neal got it. He comes up gimpy with an ankle. Now Tinsley, numbers aren't there, gets it to Harrington. O'Neal is underneath the basket.
Get a timeout. J.O. got himself a little bit.
So with 1:05 to play, he's had that sore left ankle, that sprained left ankle. He went up high in a crowd, Quinn, to get that rebound.
He's walking better already.
We have already seen Nowitzki come up lame with an ankle. Here's O'Neal battling on the second opportunity. Josh Howard fell down.
Yeah, with Jermaine, it's really tough to tell. I didn't see him step on anybody's foot. And he's just in there fighting, trying to come up with the basketball.
And if that ankle is sore, though, as well, and if it gets bumped or kicked, I mean, you're going to have a little bit of pain. So,
well, in addition to that, you don't have the strength to balance yourself. That's really what you lose. There's a lot of the strength to support all of your weight.
Mavericks had the lead coming into the fourth at 74-73. They have not led at any other period in this quarter. And it's 101-100 Pacers. Tonight's player of the game brought to you by Chase. Your choice, your chase. And once again, we honor Jermaine O'Neal. His 18th 20-point game of the year, 24 points for J.O., his 25th consecutive double-figure game. He's tonight's player of the game, brought to you by Chase. Your choice, your chase. 65 seconds remaining. And the Pacers holding on by 101-100.
Here you want to make sure you get a good solid look. You've got 15 on the shot clock. It turned out pretty good that you're able to get that timeout.
Pacers Live post game comes up after the game. We'll have your exclusive interviews with the players and the coaches. Tinsley again draws the foul. Nearly got it as he went right to the basket in the attack mode. Just 5 seconds off the clock, and Jamal now trying to give Indiana a 3-point lead. Now Tinsley saw something he liked.
First of all, you attack the rim, which is one of the things you have to do. It was a difficult shot, but he was attacking the rim, and Buckner was retreating the entire time. So once it's contact, he's in trouble.
First Indiana miss of the fourth quarter. They have hit their first 13. They are 31 of 39 for the game. O'Neal will lead. Tinsley tonight is just 4 of 7. This to give the Pacers a 2-point lead. And Devin George got it.
They're playing without a timeout. They have a full timeout. The Pacers have a 20-second timeout.
So the Pacers had a chance for a 3-point lead. Now Dallas with it with Terry.
They want to run this again.
Now they've got Nowitzki against Tinsley.
Tinsley did a nice job.
Terry hits a 3.
The Pacers got to play. Right now you're in a 2-point game. You just got to run you some offense and play, and then you got to get a stop. There's Cuban obviously pleased for his team.
Jason Terry with a 12-point fourth quarter as he hits the long-range 3. 20-second timeout taken by Indiana, and all of a sudden the Mavericks in front with 36 3/10 to play.
Jason will always he'll telegraph actually when he's going to shoot it. He kind of comes to a little bunny hop step as he gets through his shot. And as you can see, Pacers out of timeout.
Two-point lead for the Mavericks. When they score 100 points a game, they are 16-1. They have a 2-point lead. Nowitzki has 35. Terry has 28. That's been the 1-2 punch tonight for the Dallas Mavericks, and they have all but 6 of their points here in the fourth quarter. Buckner defending Tinsley to the basket, and he is fouled. Yep, Buckner got him. And Jamal just missed 2. And what is good about that for Indiana is the game clock's at 31.8. So you hope that Jamal makes them both. Dallas cannot work for the final shot. Indiana has no timeouts left.
He needs to make the foul shots, and then after that, you got to defend, because one of the things, I mean, you got a timeout, but this is a speed team. They take Buckner out, bring Terry in. You better watch to see that they just don't fly down court to try to get a quick basket.
Yeah, the Mavericks do have a timeout, so we'll see if they would utilize it. Avery Johnson is up.
I haven't seen him indicate that he wants a timeout.
Tinsley ties it.
No. Yeah, they're going right with it. They're saving a timeout. Because if they do it, they still may get a chance for another shot.
Game is tied. Game clock, shot clock, a 7-second differential. And Terry
goes the other way. Now Jamal Tinsley did a nice job. He stripped him and knocked it off of him.
He had the angle to the basket. Jason Terry. O'Neal came to block it, and look what JT came up with, a little bit of hijinks.
Well, that's what happened. As he's going to the basket, he's looking to see where Jermaine is, and that's how Jamal's able to get his hand in there to block it.
And that's what the league's top shot blocker will do for you. Now Indiana can play Quinn for the final shot.
Plenty of time, and you take the last shot, not the next to last. At this point, you get the last shot.
Everybody on their feet here at Conseco Fieldhouse.
You got it in the corner if you want. Oh, you got hammered.
Granger got the rebound, and now Howard.
No way, better count. Nope.
And we're going to go to overtime. The Dallas Mavericks are saying they called a timeout, but the officials not agreeing. They're saying it's over. And both teams will play their first overtime game of the year here in Indianapolis on FSN Indiana.
Someone's about to lose their Selling Miller highlight privileges. Can I borrow that for a second? Hamburger, $11.50. Are you for real? Step aside, mon ami. Pardon moi. Excuse us. See, this beer is about helping people live the high life. It's a good, honest beer at a tasty price. Mess with the high life, and the high life will mess with you. $11.50 for a hamburger. Y'all must be crazy.
The ring gear on many half-tons out there is this big. The one you want is this big. How you like them apples? Available on the all-new full-size Tundra. Learn more at Toyota.com.
For years, the front brakes on many half-tons were this big. You wanted brakes this big. Bingo. Standard on the all-new full-size Tundra. Learn more at Toyota.com.
Well, we go an extra 5 minutes for the first time this year for both teams, the Mavericks and the Pacers, here on FSN Indiana. Indiana had a chance to win it with the final shot. Quinn, what happened?
Well, Jermaine, I thought, might have got clipped. I mean, oh no, his leg just he goes down. Now, the question is, Danny didn't get fouled, but Jermaine gets the shot. His ankle gives away from him. Danny comes up with it. Tough to see. Maybe we'll get a chance to see it after this particular play, but I thought Danny might. Oh, yeah, he got hit on the arm. Devin Green hit him on the arm. Now, Devin Green is claiming they called timeout. The entire Pacer bench up trying to figure out what's going on.
Well, the good thing for Indiana, Josh Howard was down here in the half court with about a second and a half to go, but they could not get the ball down to him. You just didn't want to see, because they took the shot a lot earlier than maybe we thought they would.
Yeah, maybe that, but the other thing I thought is Josh Howard stopped, which I thought was good for the Pacers, because when he stopped, there's no way he can catch the ball and get it going where it needs to go. But at any rate, you got an overtime. Now you got to make it happen.
Jermaine O'Neal is on the floor with 5 personal fouls. Eric Dampier is already fouled out. And the tip controlled by the Mavericks. Terry along with Howard, George, Nowitzki, and Sagana Diop. Tinsley, Harrington, Granger, O'Neal, and Jackson. That's the Indiana lineup.
Oh, boy.
Terry, a long two.
I mean, they had that real to a T. Terry misses the shot, but they had a screen on Terry walking down off the pass to Nowitzki.
Pacers look to gain the lead here in overtime. Tinsley with O'Neal on the baseline. And Nowitzki with 4:20 to play. Tied at 103 here at Conseco Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. Some extra duty for our viewers and the players as Tinsley got up high. He was up there with Sagana Diop.
He did a nice job anticipating where that ball was going. I thought Jackson did a good job keeping Josh Howard in front of him.
And he went right to the basket against Terry and draws the foul.
Well, Terry's not a defender. That's not his strength is scoring the basketball. That's probably why they'll make some changes defensively, and maybe he's the guy that they might get out of there.
So Tinsley at the line. He had 4 of 6 in the fourth quarter. 14 points for Tinsley. He also has 9 assists and 6 rebounds tonight. Greg Buckner is on the floor now for the Mavericks, and Sagana Diop will leave. So they will go small. Nowitzki and Howard along with George, Terry, and Buckner. It's been a night we've not seen a lot of Devin Harris tonight. He's played just 13 minutes and scored 5 points. Tinsley can't get the second. Granger stays on Nowitzki. Indiana by 1. O'Neal has 5 fouls. Has to be careful. Blocked by Granger. Rebounded by Jackson. Tried to save it, but nobody was there.
That's all right. He's on the glass, and he's trying to get the ball as much as he can. I mean, get to it.
Well, the Mavericks going right at O'Neal because he had 5 fouls.
And a bad will. I mean, I think that's what you would expect, which means his teammates need to expect that and be in position to help.
Now, O'Neal now is on Buckner. He's got to watch out because Buckner's a good 3-point shooter. They'll spot him up out there behind the arc. Nowitzki rimmed out. Harrington the rebound. 7 rebounds for Al tonight. He has just a field goal. He's just 1 of 5 from the field. Here goes Tinsley again to the basket. Tipped up, O'Neal tipped up, and Buckner got it.
Well, Jermaine tipped it up and tipped it over the rim.
Terry races up the floor.
Not there.
Now Nowitzki. Well, he knew.
Yeah,
he almost started down the other end of the floor.
As soon as it left his hand, he was starting down the other way.
And Nowitzki has 37. And it's a 1-point Indiana lead, or Dallas lead. Halfway through the overtime, O'Neal against Nowitzki, and Nowitzki a nice job defensively, but O'Neal got it.
Oh, good pass.
And Harrington lost it.
He was trying to make the play, and the ball slipped out of his hand. If it hits the standard behind the basket, it is out of bounds.
It's been that sort of night for Al.
It really has. I mean, Nowitzki's there. You can see Al lose it, and it hits the backside of the backboard.
He had a nice, strong power dribble, and it just came up too strong.
Yeah, he just never got his hands in position to be on top of the ball.
So the Mavericks have a 1-point lead in overtime here at Conseco Fieldhouse. And Terry spots. But George got the offensive rebound, and he's fouled. And that's on Harrington. That's his 5th.
Knowing where guys shoot the ball from here in the corner spot, you'll see right there, just the dribble penetration, get it back. Now that's Terry, but right there was Devin Harris, who was coming to get the shot, get the rebound.
3 different Pacers have 5 fouls, Quinn. Harrington, O'Neal, and Tinsley. On the floor for Dallas, Jason Terry and Devin George each have 5.
You know how it is. You get in overtime, you're going to have a lot of people with 5 fouls.
Dallas has already had Eric Dampier foul out. He left with 13 points. 2 minutes in overtime. 1 point Mavericks lead. Terry, quick dribble. Oh, and Buckner spots. They miss again.
You had the right call because Buckner was the guy. He missed it. Pacers can get a good look. There's no need to hurry here.
Tinsley looks. O'Neal. And now Granger. A long three. He got it. Danny Granger
was able to stand right out there and knock it down.
2-point lead for the Pacers. 107-105. That's the second three-pointer of the night for Danny Granger. Now he defends Nowitzki.
He's got his hands in the right place, trying to make it hard for Nowitzki to lift it.
A season-high 40 for Nowitzki.
Oh, my goodness. Shoot out here.
108-107. Nowitzki answered the Granger three. Now Tinsley to the basket. And Jamal Tinsley gives Indiana the 1-point lead.
Boy, he's gotten better and better at changing speeds and knocking down layups. Layups were tough for Jamal, believe it or not. His first year in the league, but that was a great play. Changed directions and speed at the same time.
Avery Johnson takes a timeout. Tinsley gives the Pacers the overtime lead.
This lush expanse of green does more than beautify our world. Trees help clean the air of carbon dioxide, a major greenhouse gas. As North America's largest recycler, last year alone, Waste Management recycled enough paper to save over 41 million trees. From everyday collection to environmental protection, think green. Think Waste Management.
Double beef fiesta salsa, so good.
Delicious, huh? And these grilled stuffed burritos are only $1.99.
All this flavor for only $1.99? No way.
Like how he told us he's going out on a date with Carmen Electra.
We're just going bowling.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
Hi, Pete. Do you like my dress?
That'll do.
It's true. Taco Bell's big, tasty grilled stuffed burrito with double the beef, 3 cheeses, and grilled to go to get unbelievable taste for an unbelievable price.
How's she gonna bowl in that?
Think outside the bun.
A season-high 40 points for that guy, 5-time All-Star Dirk Nowitzki. But right now the Pacers with a 1-point lead, and Nowitzki answered Danny Granger's three with a three of his own.
Pretty well defended, and Danny thought he was going to drive and dropped his hands.
Boy, a well-played game tonight by both of these teams. The Mavericks at 29-8, the best record in the NBA. The Pacers 20-16, 3 straight wins and 4 over 500 for the first time. A win tonight would be huge for Indiana. They've got road games next week at New Jersey and at Miami. Then the schedule gets friendly.
New Jersey beat Chicago last night in the game where Chicago was up 18, so New Jersey's playing with a lot of confidence.
Pacers have won 2 of their last 3 here at Conseco Fieldhouse, but have lost 3 of their last 5. Foster defending Nowitzki. Terry. Oh, and Howard right there.
I mean, he was all over it, almost like Goldton. I mean, like basket interference. He was all over that rim.
Josh Howard with his 15th point. And now make that 17 straight games that Howard has had 15 or more points.
Howard has been struggling. He never really got engaged in the game. And in the pier, you can see right there, he's able to step right into it. I mean, it looked like it was Harrington's man, but everybody is on this side, and nobody sees him come underneath.
And Howard just hanging around the rim. He got that long 3-point miss up high off the rim. And now a 1-point lead for the Mavericks. Mavericks have 2 20s, and the Pacers have a full timeout and a 20 remaining. First overtime game for each team. Mark Cuban's Dallas Mavericks and the Indiana Pacers. Since Mark Cuban's been around the last 5 years, the Mavericks one of two teams along with the Spurs to win 70% of their games. The Pacers had the 6th best record over that same stretch, winning nearly 60% of their games. So two of the best in the last 5 years in the NBA. Tinsley looks again. Now O'Neal. On Nowitzki, he scores.
Nowitzki, there's nothing Nowitzki can do to stop him from scoring. Not one thing.
No timeout for the Mavericks. Pacers by 1. 111-110.
Need a stop.
In overtime.
Oh, no. The wide open look. You need a stop.
30 for Jason Terry. Nobody there to help as he came off that screen.
He came off the screen wide open.
And they lead it by 1. 112-111.
They've got an interesting thing going. Josh Howard is guarding Jamal Tinsley, and Danny Granger is being guarded by Jason Terry.
And O'Neal can't get it. Rebound, Granger. And then he's wrestled to the floor. Danny Granger with another offensive rebound, his 5th of the night.
Well, that's why I was talking about he was being guarded by Jason Terry, because there's an opportunity either to post up, or what Danny does is the right thing. Knowing that it's a difficult shot, goes tough to get a rebound. Hard to see from that angle, but from the angle that we had, it looked like that he got tagged.
Well, the problem for Indiana, Dallas not at the free throw line. The Pacers have to defend. That is the 4th foul. And a 20-second timeout. Rick not very happy with that call. He felt that Granger had the advantage on the offensive rebound and was fouled.
Well, I thought he did too.
That's the second time. If you go back to the end of regulation, the same thing happened with Granger on the offensive glass.
I mean, he comes up with this rebound because Jason Terry didn't even think about it. You see, Danny's in there. Boy, are they saying he got it before it went up? No, that's a foul. Any way, shape, or form on the back, that's a foul.
Danny Granger picking up his 5th foul. We've had 12 ties, 15 lead changes. We've gone back and forth here in overtime, and right now with 5 6/10 to play, Dallas has a 1-point lead, 112-111. O'Neal will be on the bench. He has 5 fouls, but expect to see him right back on the floor.
Yeah, for offensive purposes, he'll be back on the floor.
And now Marquise Daniels checks in for the Pacers. He'll replace Jamal Tinsley.
Getting bigger on the ball. We also have, this is another one of those things where Marquise Daniels.
Now Sean Williams is going to come in. The Pacers would like to get a steal, Quinn, but if not, then you've got a foul. Danny Granger will leave because he has 5 personal fouls.
That was a good catch by the assistant coach.
Don't go away to learn what happened tonight. Pacers live immediately following our game telecast, and they look to Nowitzki, and he's wrapped up and fouled by Williams. And now Dirk Nowitzki at the line. He has 40 points. Mavericks with a 1-point lead. They've won 2 straight games, 15 of their last 16. And they've won 6 of 7 on the road. Mavericks had a 13-game win streak end on Sunday in Los Angeles. The Lakers did it. It really wasn't Kobe Bryant that night. It was Sasha Vujacic that hit 4 threes and hit a big one down the stretch to win it for the Lakers.
I also think in addition to that, they had just come off beating San Antonio. So they were kind of caught in that one. But they have been on a roll. You've already talked about they've been on 12-game winning streaks. They don't get to do that very often. They've done it a couple times.
2-point lead for the Mavericks. Just over 5 seconds in overtime. 3-point lead. Pacers call a timeout. Dirk Nowitzki with a season-high 42. And he has 7 of their 9 in overtime. And the Mavericks lead it by 3, 114-111. Jermaine O'Neal has 26. Steven Jackson has 22. Danny Granger off the bench has 22. And for Granger, that's his 4th 20-point game of the year. Nowitzki with his 42, as I mentioned. And Jason Terry has 30. That's his second 30-point game of the year. 5 and 1/10 seconds to play. 20-second timeouts remain for each team. And the Mavs have a foul to give. So if you're Avery Johnson, you've got a 3-point lead. How do you play this final 5 and 1/10?
I'm not giving fouls. I don't give fouls. I don't. You guard them and guard them. If they make the shot, they make it if you're Avery Johnson. So they wouldn't have to worry about him having to defend Jamal Tinsley.
And Granger is fouled.
Yep.
Howard got it. And that will be the foul that they had to give. Now with 4 seconds to play. 3-point lead for the Mavericks. Pacers trying to tie it to force a second overtime. Harrington is fouled.
Yeah, they're going to make them make the foul shots.
So with 3 and 2/10 seconds to play, now Harrington at the line to shoot twice. So they won't even, they'll let Indiana put 2 points on the board if they can at the free throw line. Didn't want to give them a chance to tie it from behind the arc.
Yeah, they took the tie right out of the ball game.
First overtime game of the year for both the Mavericks and the Pacers. Dallas played 7 of them last year. They were 5 and 2. The Pacers played 2 and did not win.
The first thing you got to do is make the first foul shot. If you're going to try to do what I think Al made do is miss the second one. You got to make the first foul shot.
So the first free throw is good. Harrington got it. And it's a 2-point game. Now we'll see if Harrington will either make it or try to miss it. They've got Foster and O'Neal there.
He went to make it.
Now Dallas to inbound the basketball. Nowitzki fouled by O'Neal with 2 seconds. (114-113). Dallas with a 1-point lead, and Nowitzki at the free throw line. Harrington on a night he really can't buy one from the field. Not sure with his reaction. I think he wanted to miss it, and he made it.
Well, that's how it's been going for him. It has been like that. Jermaine got himself in a position that he had to be the one to foul. That's the tough deal. I mean, that's not the guy you want to be getting to foul out of the game.
Especially if you can work something, a little bit of a miracle, if you will, with 2 seconds to play and trailing by 1. If you would happen to go to another overtime, you've taken him off the floor.
Right. I don't think that was planned though.
Nowitzki missed it. Pacers have a 20. Pacers have a 20-second timeout. Jermaine O'Neal is fouled out.
Dirk just shot a teardrop.
Well, I guess they don't have a timeout.
No, they don't.
They don't
have a timeout.
No 20s. 2-point lead. Foster to throw it in. Harrington can't get it. Anthony Johnson the steal. And the Dallas Mavericks sweep the season series. We go overtime for the first time this year. And the Dallas Mavericks behind Dirk Nowitzki in the overtime session. Hit a big 3. Had another field goal. He had 8 of their 10 of their 12 points. And 115-113, the Mavericks get the win. It's time for our Dodge play of the day. The Pacers had some good ball movement tonight, and this occurred very early when the Pacers were out in front by as many as 11. Foster finding Granger to Sharunas Jasikevičius from 3-point range. Another look at our Dodge play of the day. But in the end, it's not enough. as the Dallas Mavericks have their 4th straight win in the series, their 2nd straight this year. They've won 5 of the last 6, and they sweep the season series, beating the Pacers in overtime 115-113. Next up, a pair of road games before they return to Conseco Fieldhouse next Saturday to host the New York Knicks. Complete coverage on FSN Indiana begins at 6:30 with Pacers Live. For Quinn Buckner and Stacey Pates, I'm Chris Canary. Pacers Live postgame is next. This has been Pacers basketball on the exclusive home of the Pacers, FSN Indiana.